Okay, cool. All right, so the last time we left off, the Fellowship of the Standing Bear, they had discovered with the map given to them by a high priest of the Temple of Palor, I believe. Yeah. The high priest. Man, my memory's bad. High priest
Aldereck.
Aldereck. Yeah, that's what it was.
Words.
And with that, you found this abandoned laboratory essentially, and it's like it was a large sort of stunted tower, if you will, only standing about 20 to 25 feet tall, but it's super fat and wide. And inside, you found a smattering of different tables, like metal tables with like straps on them, and what appeared to be more dissolved corpse inside, just like on the outside you had discovered. It was very quickly after that point that you soon put two and two together when a large like skin type mass sort of builds itself up in the space with like this like awful acrid sort of acidic smell that sort of burns the nose hairs in your nose, and you did battle nearly. We got pretty close to losing Hendrickson as he got sort of like consumed, if you will, by this creature and nearly melted to death, essentially. We are going to be picking up right, like just maybe like, you know, you guys have had a moment to catch your breath after the battle, and like Hendrickson has sort of like gained some of his composure back, and at this point, if you guys want to consider this a short rest, we can start it off with a short rest. If not, please say otherwise.
Oh, go ahead.
Because y'all haven't, we haven't had a long rest since last session.
Everybody,
I could.
we need to scope everything out. We can't just sit here. If that creature was somehow able to slip through the walls, we need to keep a close eye. We can't sit steady.
Let
We're not safe yet.
Let me just say this before we had the party split around, just for the sake of brevity. In the amount of time you guys have sort of gotten your breath, Hendrickson with anybody else who wanted to join him would have done a perimeter walk. And in doing so, that's, I guess, what we'll say you guys acquired the magical items that had been on the corpses. And
Yes.
as they finished their watch, which nothing really, the tower's kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of like way off the road, and there's no sign of life in, like, because at this point the snow has stopped and it's kind of clearing up in a sense, but it's still pretty cloud covered today. There's about, in some areas where they're like the land doesn't see the sun, you'll see like 4.5 inches of snow, but there are exposed parts of earth that still show like kind of the tall grasses that grow in the fields, but nothing around. Saffron?
Did we all agree who gets what with those magical items?
We can go over it right now.
Yeah, we just want to do that real quick because you said we got them. So
Yeah. As Hendrickson and maybe Jeffrey come back from the perimeter walk, sire, and he kind of kneels and he kind of twinges in pain just a little bit, because even though some of his wounds have been tended to, he still looks pretty fucking rough. And it's funny because the ongoing joke is that like Endless gets pretty like messed up, but over the last couple of weeks, Hendrickson seems to be the one taking most of the serious injuries. But yeah, you just see him just unload a bag full of like items that just kind of clunked onto the floor. You actually see like one of the bracers fall onto like a bone that had just been sitting there from being digested, and the weight enough from the bracer is enough to crumble a bone, and it just kind of turns to like dust the areas that were crushed.
Hendrickson, help me divvy out these items.
Sure. So yeah, what you guys, your haul that you guys got were the bracers of defense, which I believe require attunement. You'll have to look that up on D&D Beyond. I'm not sure.
They do.
I think the archery bracers also. I don't know if those require attunement or not. There is a ring of haste that requires attunement, and there's the prayer healing beads, which I think also requires attunement. Was there another thing, or was that it? I feel like maybe I might be missing something.
Hendrickson had pocketed something outside before the boss fight.
Oh, the bracers that he had pocketed were just the bracers of defense.
Oh,
those are the ones that he kind of grabbed while he wasn't looking.
I got you. Yeah, so just the 4 then.
Okay. Yeah, so if you all...
Like, as players, who do you think should get what? Because the bracers, the ring of haste can realistically be good for all 4 of us.
I'll take the archery bracers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless anyone wants to dispute that, then that's fine.
Yeah, because you're really the only one who consistently uses a bow.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, Endless. One of your swords got melted by the creature, so you only have one longsword now. I remembered.
I will. Sal from.
I've got 2 short swords and 1 long sword.
Oh,
okay.
Well, so you do wield short swords?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 1 short sword is melted, not your long sword.
Okay, then I will be using my long sword.
Okay. So Evan did want the bracers of defense. Did anyone want to dispute that?
Oh, you take him, dog.
Sure.
Yeah, Homester.
All right, so it's the beads that are left and the ring of haste between you two.
Honestly,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'll take the beads, but like, cause your character can do some fucking wacky stuff with that ring of haste. Seriously though.
Okay.
The beads. The first one I thought of was Zafriel with the beads. That just makes sense.
When you use haste, it gives you another action.
Yeah, look up the spell haste, Endless, and it essentially the ring once a day will allow you to cast the spell haste as a bonus action, and for 1 minute you are under the effects of the haste spell. I'm pretty sure it increases your AC by 2 points. You get a second action, but that action can only be used to attack and do something specific. Your movement speed is doubled, so if your movement speed is 30, it's now 60. I think that's it.
Okay. How do I add this thing to my inventory?
I think there might be a way to just add equipment to your inventory.
Yeah, and then you just type in the name if it's an item.
Your movement speed's doubled with that? Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the other day when we were doing that math, the whole 240 feet around.
Well, yeah, my math was completely off then.
So you gotta manage inventory. You gotta manage inventory, and then you go to inventory, hit manage inventory, and then look up the item.
And what were the beads called?
I think they're called. They're praying, healing, prayer beads, something like that. I'm pretty sure they're called prayer beads. Let me try and see if I can look it up.
What was the ring called?
Ring of haste.
Here's the necklace of prayer beads.
Oh, you found it?
Let's see. Yeah, and it's a D20 roll, and whatever your roll will. Hold on.
Are you?
So it doesn't.
Huh? Sorry, go ahead.
It doesn't show up.
That's weird, cause I definitely made. Hold on.
Holding. I'm holding on a cheese. Is that okay?
Because technically there isn't like a ring of haste. There's only like boots of haste.
Actually, all right. So it is the necklace of prayer beads, but we had decided that there are 3 gems of lesser restoration or cure wounds, and 3 gems for greater restoration.
That's nice.
Yes. And
Yep.
those.
Okay.
I think they have a recharge mechanic. I don't remember.
It is. Let's see.
Time to unlock my imagination.
I just can't use the bead again until next dawn.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
So they just recharge in a day.
Nice. Endless. I'm going to try and see if I can add it to your inventory and see if that helps.
Okay.
You should make it. You should make it into a nose ring.
I don't know if you would be able to augment it in such a way without like breaking the enchant. Well, I guess you do have an you know,
An enchanter.
an enchanter in the party. Okay.
Tingles whenever I use it. I love it.
Do what?
So we're just talking about how you can augment enchanted items, and we're making a joke. I was making a joke that he should turn the ring of haste into a nose ring.
Cock range of haste.
Could.
Oh my god.
Dude! See, I like where your mind goes. It's fantastic.
It could, easily.
That's funny. Jesus Christ.
A nipple ring. Maybe like little chain that goes through the nipples and has like a little ring that just like in the middle of it. Haste me.
For some reason, like, I'm not able to, like... So I made a homebrew ring because there's technically not a ring of haste.
Mhm.
And I made it, but, like, I'm not able to find it on the thing. So, Endless, for now, you can just say that you have the ring,
Yep.
and we can figure out this later.
Just send him the details and he can make a custom item that goes to his inventory.
Okay, yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
just text it to him and he can copy the text and then slap that thing on there.
Good idea.
Did we decide to take a short rest or not?
Yes, we're deciding to take a short rest. So if you guys want to roll any hit dice to get some health, feel free.
Can I attune to the bracers during that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Saffron will be taking Siegfried and Boulder in her camping tent, and she kind of went off into the woods nearby on her own.
How many dice can you roll?
Up to your level. And each hit die you add your con modifier to.
And they get recharged on the next long rest.
Okay. I have the link here.
So, I'm not sure how large you want these beads to look, but
It's
I
up to
like
you.
the
I don't
idea
care.
of it being like a Zenyatta type of thing.
Does it get small at the top and then get big on the back?
Oh my
Like-
god. No, I imagine them like... Do you know what a rosary looks like?
Yes.
Like maybe like a rosary, but like bigger beads. Like I'm thinking like these beads are like large marble sized, and in between the beads are the gems that cast the magic.
I see. Okay, that's cool too.
There should be a blue one.
But I sent a link in the Discord Endless for the Ring of Haste.
Okay, I'm just rolling my hit dice now.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. Also, will you roll hit dice for Hendrickson? Because he is feeling rough.
Yeah.
Could I do like 2 rolls for hunting? Since Saffron grabbed her tent and stuff and took Siegfried and Boulder and she went to the woods nearby without talking to anyone.
Do you plan on taking a short rest?
Yes.
So you can either take a short rest or go do that.
I'll go do that.
Okay.
I didn't get hit at all. I
Okay.
just did nuclear damage.
How far away from the tower do you wish to go?
I don't know.
Enough until you find something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hendrickson
Survival check.
got up to full.
Nice. That's good to know.
You got 2 max rolls.
Nice. So, did you all heal up? What'd you guys get to?
I'm at full health.
Cool.
Yeah. Zafriel was undamaged.
Okay, what about you? No.
I got 1 point shy of full.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So pretty much everyone's topped off. Okay, so what was that survival check, Saffron?
Let me do that. That's right, I gotta do the little snappy snap. It's alright. No, actions. Survival. That is a 16.
16?
Yep, 11 plus 5.
Okay. I sort of described this earlier, but just to set the tone, and to give a general reminder, the smell of that like ooze creature that you guys fought, it smelled like rotting flesh, you know, like it really acrid and offensive to the nose. Look at that crazy puppy, guys. She's just going nuts, huh?
So cute.
So when you killed the ooze and it kind of just sort of dissolved and sort of blew up over kind of like on the walls and whatnot, it the smell kind of persisted and is continuing to persist. Those who are taking the short rest inside the tower aren't necessarily affected by it, but like it's like if you lose your composure, like you might find yourself gagging a little bit. And Saffron, as you go out like 100 yards, 150 yards, like a breeze sort of whooshes from behind you, coming in a eastern direction. As the wind travels towards you past the tower, you just smell that, like, it's like walking past a dump, and it just hits your nose, and you just kind of cover it. And as you look over, as the wind continues to carry the scent, you do see like what looks to be like a single silhouette, maybe another 200 feet the direction you're coming, and you can't necessarily make out any details, but it in this moment is fitting the behavior of an abomination. At least it's acting like ones you've seen that tend to just sort of like wander.
Can I roll a stealth check just because me going through the woods hunting?
Also, quick reminder: you are in a plains biome right now, so that every once in a while
I
there's
didn't
a
know
hill.
if I got into the woods yet.
No, actually, the woods that you are, like this tower is near the werewood, and it's within sight, but not a reasonable amount of distance that would like it would take you more than a day to get to the forest on foot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Never mind. Then she's just gonna set up camp at her spot. But she thinks she sees an abomination.
Yes. It's about 200 feet away. It's like this. It's a little bit of. It's silhouetted right now because where it's standing happens to be a part of the ground where a cloud is covering the sun's light. But it's wobbling.
Saffron's like, She pulls out an arrow from her quiver. She points it at that direction with eye on that, and she just kind of goes up, 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 up. She pulls her bow, and she's gonna take a shot.
Make an attack, please. It is 200 feet away, which is within range of your bow, but will be at disadvantage because it's past 80 feet.
My bow is 150, by the way.
Okay, well, it's still It's still beyond 150, so it will be at disadvantage.
Okay, just because you said a shorter range. Okay, so 19,
I think I might have been thinking of a short bow.
14 plus 9, that's 23 to hit.
23 with disadvantage, everybody. Please describe how this arrow demolishes this abomination. Right as the sun begins to move past the cloud, it's now exposed, and you see in that moment the disgusting pink skin that just sort of like has that sort of flesh-like color, and you can't see its face from this far away, but you do see the black, greasy hair kind of swaying as it walks.
So she just, like I said, she uses the arrow to kind of like does that and goes, pulls her bow and she aims. She gets real close and just aims and she goes, Helvete Sotriat, and she fires. And this thing just has a huge arc.
Hell yeah.
And what she does is she aimed it just high enough that it would come straight down, and that thing would just go right at the top of his head.
Okay. So the most impressive thing about this shot isn't the arc itself.
You're muted.
Sorry, everybody. The coolest thing about this shot isn't necessarily the arc itself. It's the fact that this abomination falls over and trips, and you're like, fuck, my arrow's gonna miss. And right as its head comes up, it right through the head, through the jaw, and it just drops instantly to the ground.
She's just gonna sit there. Oh, she's gonna sit there. She's gonna squint her eyes to see if she sees anything else.
Perception check.
The dice gods like me today. See here. Make that a 19.
19. Okay. You start to sort of like feel a mild vibration in the ground. Nothing intense at all. It's nothing close to like an earthquake by any means. And it strikes you fancy, and you look up at the top. You kind of get low to the ground, and you know, like when snow has like kind of melted, and it kind of creates that sort of icy shell on top, kind of protecting the rest of the snow that's below it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You can see as you look down little tiny pieces of snow bouncing up and down on top of the frozen snow layer, giving you the impression like it's almost like if there's like a stampede coming, and you look around and you don't see anything. Do you want to do anything?
She's gonna Nope, she's actually, I'm not gonna camp at all. I'm just gonna, well, actually, yeah, no. She'll just keep riding Siegfried with Boulder following her as she just does perimeter.
Okay. As you finish your perimeter, you start to notice, you see that Siegfried also senses this vibration because of his body language. And as you keep riding, eventually the sensation stops. But you do see now there are like several dozen lumps in the snow that were definitely not there before you left the tower, prior to this whole thing.
How far away is she from them?
From the tower?
Yeah.
At this point, you're 100 yards away. Do you want to...
whistle. Can a whistle be loud enough to reach that?
Make a performance check.
Ten.
Are any of you three proficient in perception?
Yeah.
Or is Hendrickson? Okay. You whistle out, and the whistle falls on deaf ears. As you hear Siegfried once more, and he kind of picks up the pace, and you get like 50 yards closer to the tower, and the lumps in the snow that you've noticed are still there. In fact, it's at this moment you see 3 form by themselves. It's almost like, it's hard to describe because you can't see whatever is underneath the snow, but if you had to guess, it almost seems like something is like coming out of the ground and like coming up under the snow.
Okay, she's gonna jump off of Siegfried and roll, as she yells for Siegfried, go get Snog, go get all of them now. As she grabs her arrow and she whistles for Boulder to come close to her, and she's gonna fire at one of the things.
Question: I have proficiency in perception. Did that change anything?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're a proficient, I was going to allow you to roll a perception check, but yeah, because no one said they weren't proficient, I just went ahead and nullified that. But if you are proficient, please make a perception check.
Let's see if it passes. If it passes, then I'll do something else.
Yeah.
Disadvantage, right?
Yes, because you're exhausted. Thank you for reminding me.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, no. In the process of attuning to these bracers, because of your concentration, and it's interesting because of this attuning process and your knowledge of enchantment, you kind of get this nuanced sort of like experience where like you're not only attuning to it, but you're understanding how the attunement is working as you're doing it. It's kind of cool.
Then she's gonna, she jumps off of Siegfried and rolls.
Before you jump off, tell me how far you want to be from the tower when you jump off.
I'm at like 50 yards now, like you said before.
Okay. All right.
No? Oh,
No, it's up to you. You are the player of your own destiny.
No, she'll just she'll stay where she's at with Siegfried. Are there more lumps going out, or?
You take a quick look around. There aren't any within like 20 feet of you, but just a quick glance, you see at least 10.
I'll get off of Siegfried and I'll grab his snout and I'll be like, go to the ground, get the grip, and she smacks his big tuchus of a bear.
Just kind of, he just roars and just kind of starts just chugging snow like he's a boat taking off in water.
And she lets out another whistle, calling Boulder to get close to her, and she tells him, "Guard for the nation," which is basically he stands basically near her, and anything gets near her, he attacks, but he will not go out. Only thing that gets in with enough feet. And she's gonna pull out her bow and she's gonna fire.
Just fire at one of the lumps?
110%, yep.
Okay, please make an attack roll.
What are we doing in the midst of all of this?
Oh, we will get to that when Siegfried catches up.
So, 3.
But if you guys want to have a conversation while she's gone, we can also do that.
16 hit?
16 definitely hits. Please roll damage.
I get a +2 because of my bracers.
It's also +2 to hit, so don't forget that.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Or is it just +2 to damage? Or maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, so just said +2 to damage.
Oh, then never mind. Ignore me, please.
I mean, only if you want me to. Where is my? Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't. This has to be it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, 1d. 12 damage.
12 damage. You watch as you just
muted.
like. Sorry. You notice as you kind of pull your bow, you almost become like a kid in the candy aisle right before checkout because you're just like, oh, there's just so many, you know. So you just pick one and fire, and the arrow flies maybe 2 seconds in the air before thunk. You watch as it sinks about a couple inches into the snow, and then you watch as it sort of like around the impact of the arrow, the snow becomes like a yellowish pink color.
Oh wait, sorry, it was actually 14, the +2. 14 damage. Sorry.
Great. Well, even still, like you do hear like a, and then nothing after that.
And she'll be like, "I'll make even Scotty's hunting look like mine," as she and get ready, and then that's it for me.
Okay. So while Saffron has been gone, do y'all want to do anything specific while you're attuning to your items during this short rest?
After I attune to the necklace of prayer beads, I'm gonna walk up to Hendrickson as I use greater restoration on him to try to basically try to maybe regrow the skin. There should be like scarring and whatnot, I think, but the wording on greater restoration is a bit vague.
I'm looking it up right now. Give me one moment.
Also, the necklace of prayer beads.
Mhm.
When I use a gem, it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
I can heal 2 or 3 times in a turn.
So it says
I'm
here,
gonna make an anti-heal boss. Oh no.
Unfortunately, greater restoration won't do what you want it to. You can still try if you'd like. But as a cleric, you know, like, through your studies, that greater restoration wouldn't necessarily help, like, acidic wounds to the skin.
Okay. Well then, never mind on that. I still just sit by him and just
Kind of wrap
not
him up
really
a little bit.
speaking, but just being there for him.
Okay. While right towards the end of your guys' short rest, you guys, all 3 of you, kind of jump up. Oh.
Look at that baby.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. She was just so cute laying there. I could not share.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just want to smell her paws.
Yeah, I feel that. All 4 of you, including Hendrickson, kind of jump up when you hear the sound of an alerting, making some sort of alerting call. One that especially Null has come to recognize very, very clearly. And right as that happens, Null is almost the first one to jump up. What do you all do?
Book it outside.
Yeah.
As you get outside, you see from traveling in sort of a west direction towards the tower, coming from the east, you see Siegfried huffing ass, and right as you all come out, he roars one more time, as this time he sort of is able to move out of the way and the picture becomes more clear. You start to see everybody. Saffron is about, like, I don't know how many feet 50 yards is, but like, is 50
It was
yards?
100.
100 feet? Great. So,
No, it was 100 yards.
100. Oh, well, you got out at 50.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
150, I think.
Well, right. So originally you went 200 feet out, 150 feet, 150, 200 yards out. That's when you saw that single abomination. You killed it, started coming back, and then at 50 yards, that's when you got off of Siegfried and shot a lump of snow.
I think he was saying 50 yards is 150 feet.
150 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I was
I'm
just like, the
sorry.
conversion for you is 150.
Sorry, dude. I totally
Yeah, you know.
I misinterpreted that.
You're fine.
So about 150 feet away, you see Saffron standing there with her bow out. And it's at this moment you all notice these lumps in the snow. Endless. As you stand by Null, sort of like that really super intense, like, where's my wife? That sort of like, you know.
Yeah.
You see the whites of his eyes aren't completely black, but like the corners of the whites are sort of like darkened, and it kind of like you almost notice it immediately just because it's like the eyes are the gateway to the soul type thing, you know? And you notice it before you can say anything. You watch as a lump of snow 30 feet away, you watch as an arm just kind of pierces through the snow and sends a couple ice chunks off of it as another pile just off to the side of it. A leg sort of kicks through. What do you all three want to do before the situation progresses?
Everybody, we haven't ever really discussed this, but do these creatures go off of just sight? Or does it smell? Or hearing? I've got an idea. I can cast fog cloud so we can just run. I also have my channel divinity prepared.
Null just runs.
You start booking
And
it?
dashes. Runs and dashes, so like 80 feet.
80 feet. So one more round of dashing will get you to Saffron. Does anyone want to run with Null?
I turn to Zafrael and tell him I think the fog is a good idea and take off.
Okay. I decide not to dash, and I'll cast fog cloud around the party.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think fog cloud is centered on a point.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I'd like to center it so the end of the effects just barely meets where Saffron is.
Do you have the range capability to cast it that far?
120 feet.
So she's actually 150 feet away.
Yeah, but it has a 20-foot radius too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you use your movement. What do you want it to look like as you cast fog cloud?
In the same way that I have like a whitish glow when I'm raging, that type of glow is emanating as like just fog just starts drifting from my aura as I just start sprinting forward.
Okay, cool. And you watch as the fog is leaving his aura off his person, it sort of like funnels itself towards the top of his head and just kind of shoots off and starts spiraling to the point where he's casting the spell, and at which point it does. It's almost like when you watch smoke fill a bowl shape, as it just kind of sits and then starts spinning on itself and starts creating this large fog cloud. Now, at that point, I need everyone to roll initiative. Let me get some different music going here.
It's also concentration up to an hour.
Okay, good to know, thank you.
14.
Give me 1 second there. Actually,
23.
does anybody want to keep track of initiative for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
Okay. Alright, so let me roll for the baddies. Not good. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
25 to 20. Okay, Saffron, what'd you get?
23.
Hell yeah, okay. What about 20 to 15?
15 for Zafriel.
Okay. What do you got, Endless?
15.
Okay, who has the higher dex score?
I have 16. So like your dex ability score.
+3, +2.
No, the actual number.
Oh, gotcha.
Because sometimes...
actual?
Yeah.
Yes, what's your dex?
15.
Okay, so go Zafriel, then Endless.
Okay. 15 to 10. Baddies rolled 11.
I got 14. Sorry, I was
Okay.
doing that music.
Oh, that's fine. So yeah, it'll go after Endless, it'll go Zafriel, then the baddies, and then what did Hendrickson roll?
6.
And then Hendrickson in the rear.
I got the players down.
Cool. Did you get the bad guys? They're after Null and before Henderson.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
So it would be my turn.
So at the top of the round, Saffron, you look behind
So am I
you.
just in this fog and I can't see them anymore?
Yes. So you see about 20 feet away from you, a cloud is starting to form, and it's going to consume you if you stay within the cloud. And right as the cloud is forming, you see, Null and Endless hauling ass, and you see, oh my gosh, I'm tripping on names. You see Zafril and Hendrickson running together at a bit of a slower pace, and you can literally see Zafril casting the spell.
Okay.
And as you look around, you start to see the mounds of snow that the one that you shot isn't moving, but the ones around them are now like hatching from their eggs, if you will, and bursting from the earth with awful cries. Some of the heads are starting to emerge. None of them have completely come up from the ground, though.
Right now, Saffron is dealing with some rage over the events that happened before we got here. So she's and she's also pregnant with half orc triplets. So she is just not in a good mood.
Sure.
She's not in a good mood in any way. She pulls out another arrow and she just yells, "I'll kill all of you dogs!" as she fires another one.
Okay.
That reminded me. When does she take disadvantage from pregnancy?
She just have constant exhaustion.
Did we already implement the constant level 1 exhaustion?
I was gonna ask when.
Yes.
We had discussed, but
Okay, well, I mean, I would imagine, like, if not now, sometime around the bend, we might be approaching that point. I don't know, what do you think?
I'd say like maybe level 2 exhaustion to level 3.
that's
well,
like end term stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, we'll figure out the severity as time goes on. But as of right now, I think like you're affected by it in a sense, but like
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah.
11 plus 9 is 19 to hit.
And that hits. Please roll damage.
Yay! I love my bow. Just like the chances of me missing is always going to be rare as shit. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus the 2 is 11 damage.
As you fire up, as you load a arrow and let go, it flies through the air, and the mound that you're aiming for actually gets interrupted as one of the abominations actually has gotten the strength to pull itself completely up out of the snow and intercepts your arrow, and just like it shoots into the neck, and he just flies like 2 feet and slides into the snow.
She just lets out like just a war cry of rage and irritation. She just screams at them as she just pulls out another arrow for a bonus action. She fires again.
Okay, please roll for an attack.
$16 to hit.
That hits. Please roll damage.
Is that the right one? Nope, that's not the right one. Two is 8 damage.
8 damage. So, you try to fire at the mound of snow that you were originally trying to just seconds ago, and you watch as the abomination that pulls itself up out of the snow actually is missing its like torso and below. Not its torso, its waist and below, and it just kind of pulls itself up like with its arms, and the unexpected missing half of his lower body is enough for you to be swayed just enough where it hits right into the clavicle, and you watch as it just kind of like and it takes its arm and pulls the arrow out, and like a mad beetle starts to like crawl at you like a crab. Not
And she'll
not
just-
quite enough
she'll
damage to
just-
kill it.
And she'll just yell, come at your doom, I'll kill all of you! As she, will grab her sword and her short sword, and then I'll end my turn.
Cool. Badass. Okay, who's up next?
It is Tuck. Zephyriel.
Okay, and then Endless is on deck.
Yep.
At this point, Zafriel is going to use his action to dash.
Okay.
So Zafriel goes into a bolting sprint, moving 100 feet this round.
Just like the Hulk.
So you start matching. You pretty much start matching Null's pace, and for a moment your steps are almost synchronized. It's crazy how big of a gait you guys have. The size difference might be there, but like y'all are still pretty big as you're chugging through the snow. It's actually kind of difficult because in some areas the snow is still quite deep, but you're able to get right up into your fog cloud. And Saffron, I believe you're standing right on the outside of the fog cloud. if
Yeah,
I'm
it
correct.
would be like 10 feet away.
Yeah. So you're just for continuity, you are 20 feet away from Claire, on the other side of your fog cloud. You're not quite in it, but you're there.
Anything else you do?
And that's all I'm going to do for my turn. I'm not going to rage yet, because that breaks concentration, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Then it's Inglis's turn.
So
Jeffrey!
where am I?
Okay, so at this point, your movement speed, I believe, is 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a little slower than Null, and right now you are. So you were able to move 60 feet last turn, so that means you are roughly 90 feet away from all the action. So if you were to use your action to dash and then move again, you would then be 120 feet away, right up to where Zafriel is.
So he just saw Zephyriel just pass by him or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, pretty much, it went like this. Null started running, and Endless went with him. Eventually, Null started outpacing him, and then Zafriel behind, who started at a slower pace, has now also passed Endless. Barbarians
On
are
your
quick.
left. Stop that.
How do you get 50 feet, man? You got some good ass boots.
I also have the mobile feet.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. The 10 feet. I think I had the boots of speed, but it's the jumping ones.
Yeah, that's the boots of leaping and striding. That just allows me to jump equal to my 30 feet up, I think. I'll have to read the.
Something
Nice.
like that. Anyway,
Okay.
so Endless, what would you like to do?
I'll whistle to make sure that Jeffrey's following, and
He's in tow.
I'll just dash and with my movement.
Okay, so that puts you out at so you went 60 feet, another 60 feet, so you're at 120 feet. Oh wait, right? Am I doing the math right here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, you're 10 feet away from Zafriel now, and
Okay.
so basically 10 feet away from you is Zafriel, and then there's a 20-foot radius fog cloud, and on the other side of that fog cloud is Saffron. And right now, Null is also, like, pretty much right up in there. Well, not quite yet. He will be next turn. Okay, I believe it's Null next.
Well, is there anything else you wanted to do, Inglis, or?
Oh yeah, I guess you still have a bonus action if you'd like to do something.
I'm pretty sure at this point build our way to cast Hunter's Marker.
Yeah, there's there aren't a lot of like abominations that have actually revealed themselves because they're still getting out of the snow. They haven't taken their turn yet.
Right. So yeah, then we'll just sit there, get closer next turn.
Okay.
And it's now the bad guys' turn.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I thought it was my turn then.
Nope. There before you had the lowest roll. No, you're right. Yep,
No,
yep,
Hendrickson. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Never mind. I'm stoned.
Who let the stoner do initiative? Jeez.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody else offered.
God.
I was reaching for it when she said it. I was like, oh, never mind.
God decided that the stoner should have do the initiative.
Apparently.
It is Evan's turn.
Yeah, after Nala is the baddies, I think.
So Nala just runs up next to Saffron. I guess I'll take a dash, so that'll be my whole turn is to get up to her.
So you pass Endless and Zafril, shoot into the smoke, and for just a moment are temporarily blinded until you pass through the smoke on the other side using all up your movement, and you're now like shoulder to shoulder essentially with Saffron, who just barely got done firing an arrow at what seems to be an abomination only with arms.
Dre.
Yeah.
Would Null know that you're mad at him given his experience with you?
I mean, she hasn't been very talkative. But that could be a lot of things. So.
I mean, you verbally expressed you didn't like what he did, but would he know you're mad at him still? I guess.
Probably not, but she's kind of mad at everybody right now. So.
Okay. I wanted to clarify before saying anything.
Of course.
So Null just kind of runs up and is just like, "What's going on?"
She'll just look at him with blood gurgling eyes, rage, and she just goes, "Shut up and fight!" as she charges and gets ready to charge him with her swords.
Do I see what she's even shooting at?
What she's shooting at this point, like I've described before, there are abominations essentially pulling themselves out of the earth.
No, he's asking if Null saw them.
Yeah, because Null doesn't have this info. He's trying to.
Oh yeah. Like you haven't full on seen one sticking out of the standing up, but you see arms and it's not a stretch of your imagination to know what these creatures might be.
Okay, well that's the end of my turn anyways because I have nothing else.
Okay.
Now it's the bad guys.
As you catch up, you look over at Saffron. Saffron, you look back over at Null, and it's at this moment you hear a simultaneous sort of crunch of snow as almost like a mist of snow gets blown up into the air with the amount of bodies that come up out of it. You guys see a very large and overwhelming number of abominations, and they all sort of and they just start kind of just flocking and falling over each other as they all start coming in. There are many here, but the only ones that are able to come up and get to anybody are, let's see here. Hendrickson quite hasn't caught up yet.
Hendrickson.
And actually, everyone roll a d6 for me real quick, just for funsies.
Wait, so quick question. Did Null run around the fog to her, or did he run through the fog?
He ran through the fog and pooped out on the other side.
I can see, by the time he got to the other side hadn't fully closed up from his shape yet.
Right, yeah, no, yeah, and there's kind of a Scooby-Doo donut, hole shape of his
both
body.
sides. Yeah.
It's like a roughly hued orc shape.
Yeah. And then just slowly closes in back on itself.
I got 3.
3? Okay.
4.
4?
3.
3? 4. Okay. So, you watch as Null and Saffron, 6 abominations start kind of waddling over into your direction, and they're all going to reach out and get attacks on you. So, we'll just split it evenly down the middle. We'll go Null first. Ugh. 7 to hit. Miss. 13 to hit.
My AC is 19, by the way.
God
just
damn.
to
Okay,
update you.
so that one
Mine's
misses.
16.
Oh, okay, that's a 21. That's going to be... only 5 points of slashing damage. And
Okay.
I don't know if you raged yet, so that's
I
not
was
half.
going to, but I forgot, so I'm going to say I didn't.
Okay, so that's just going to be a straight 5 for now. And then the next 3 on Saffron. Oh my god, I'm rolling like balls. That's a 7 to hit. 14, which I think misses.
Yeah, 16.
Damn, 15. So you watch as these abominations, they because of your familiarity with these creatures now that you guys have seen and experienced, these abominations seem very more clumsy-like, and almost like they walk more like a toddler would, much more so than you've seen other abominations walk around. Like, they almost look like an early prototype. In fact, you see a lot of them don't even have like black hair, only some of them do. A lot of them are just kind of bald. It's, you know, it's pretty, it's still disgusting, but it's interesting as you note as they all sort of like swipe at you and you're able to sort of like shove and heave them off. One ends up getting Null scratched across the chest. And then we're going to move on to Zafrul. You watch. Everyone's getting attacked.
No. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm just moving down because you're the next screen below.
Alright, I thought you were announcing my turn.
Oh no. Zafril, that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Ties?
Okay, so that hits. Nat 20. Hey, okay. Natural 19, that's going to be 24 to hit. So 2 hit, one's a crit. First hit is going to be... oh, that's a 7, not a 1. That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay. To that creature, he needs to make a dex saving throw. I'm using Wrath of the Storm as my reaction.
Oh, okay. These guys have disadvantage on dex saves. They're not very dexterous. Ooh. Oh, I rolled a 12 and then a 20. So that's just going to be 12. That's it. 12.
It's gonna take 13 lightning damage.
Okay.
It hits you, zap, just turns to dust. All the other ones just look.
But that's 10 damage so far for him to me.
Okay, so that actually kills it. So we're going to make the attack that lands the crit instead. So the damage for that, I rolled a 7, so that's 14 plus... So that's 17 points of slashing damage. And right as it crits you, it gets you, it kind of grabs your collarbone and kind of sinks its teeth and kind of grabs it like a handlebar, you know? Super painful, especially because like you're not raging right now, so this pain is a little more... And it makes you kind of bite your tongue just a bit. And right as what do you want this little blow off to be looking like?
As soon as he scratches me, I just give him like a death glare and just like electric eel, just my body just gets encased in like static, but visible static.
Are
It's
we
like
talking
he
like,
just punched a electric fence.
are we talking like Pikachu level? Kind of like
Yeah, I mean, less anime, you know, but you know, it's the
Yeah.
same idea.
Fair enough.
So right as you just see his body like start convulsing and his muscles contracting like unnaturally, and his skin starts to blow up just a little bit before it explodes like a sheep from Warcraft. But as the visceral and blood mist starts to fade down, 2 other abominations in that come and one sinks its teeth into you while the other one kind of scratches your backside. That's gonna miss. And the other one's gonna be... I just rolled another nat 20.
No, we know it's a bad day for us, guys. Let's just make that right now. This is gonna be a bad day for us.
I'm still waiting the day I roll a nat 20.
I know, dude. 8
Like,
plus... That's another 11 points of slashing damage. Endless. That's going to be a 23 to hit. And an 11 misses as 2 abominations come up to you and just kind of... one totally misses, the other does... 8 points of slashing damage. In fact,
How much?
I'm going to roll a d20 see if it hits his face.
Yeah, that's what should happen from now on.
how much damage was it?
It was a total of 8.
8?
You thankfully are able to move your chin back in enough time as the bite was going to like go straight for the schnoz, and instead it like bites you like right on the midriff of your chest. With the Hendrickson. Oh boy, here we go. Hendrickson has 3 baddies come up on him. That misses. They don't have a really high hit, so that misses. All 3 miss. You watch as 3 abominations come up towards Hendrickson as he's trying to book it and catch up with the rest of the party, and he sort of like shoulder chucks the 3 at the same time, and they all kind of, it throws it off their balance just enough for him to kind of keep pushing past them and continue running. I believe it's now Hendrickson's turn, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Do I need to take her out? Oh, great. Dude, my puppy's falling
Hendrickson,
asleep. Sorry, go
he's
on.
just going to dash. He's going to try to get as close to Zafriel as possible, I'd say.
He'll be able to catch up. What? Well, he'll be able to catch up right where Anglis is, which is 10 feet behind where you currently are,
Okay.
if he uses his dash action.
But he's running past creatures. Will he get it?
Well, he's going to have to.
Oh yeah, they'll get an attack of opportunity. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah.
Miss. God damn it. Dude, I haven't rolled higher than a 10 for like 5 rolls now.
Dude, you got like 4 natural 20s. I don't know what you
Okay,
want.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you want?
It's just, I'm on a high and now I'm on a low. All 3 of them, they like as he sort of shoulder checks them, they lose their balance and fall over. And in an attempt to get any amount of damage on this person, they all sort of from the ground leap, and they all miss simultaneously because they kind of kunk heads and they all fall to the ground. But Hendrickson is able to move up to the group, well, at least with Anglis. As he runs up, you just hear the sound of clinking plate mail. Actually, his armor is destroyed. He's not wearing any armor right now. He's just kind of wearing his clerical robes at the moment. His like ceremonial clerical robes, so they're not even really armor. And he comes up behind you. Okay, let's do this. And he just grabs his sword and kind of stands next to you, Anglis.
What was the enchantment on his sword again?
Every day it has a 30% chance of being a +1 sword.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think.
Have
Not
you already
currently.
rolled? Oh, okay. I didn't know if the short rest put us on another day or not.
No. Mm-mm. It's still the same day that we left off from last session.
Fair enough.
That's Hendrickson's turn. Back to the top of the round, Saffron, and Zafriel's on deck.
Saffron just yells out. I'll send you to hell for her to sort you out. She's gonna just do this kind of thing with her short. What she's gonna do is she's got a reverse grip on her short sword, and she's gonna try and stab one with the short sword and bring it into her other sword. That basically will be her double attack.
Hell yeah, please.
Let's see here.
So that's action, bonus action?
Well, I'm proficient with doing 2 weapons, so I can hit with both hands.
Right. And I think your second hit is a bonus action. Is that wrong?
No, I don't, actually, I guess it would be considered a bonus action. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have the dual wielding fighting style in order to do it without adding your bonuses to
But
it.
yeah, she says she's proficient.
Yeah.
Yep, I have that. That's my fighting style with my
Fighter.
What's my other class?
Ranger
I
and
forgot.
fighter.
Yeah, my fighter. Yeah.
Good shit.
Okay, so right now in your face there are 6 abominations, and they're all kind of surrounding you and Null, and beyond them are more abominations coming. Like, just a quick glance, there's at least 30. Like, you don't have enough time to like consider where all the enemies are. 1, because there's 6 of them in front of you. 2, there's a huge ass fog cloud on your ass.
Okay, fair enough. So I rolled a 14 plus 7, so that is
That
a
hits.
21.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
And then so that's the stab the short sword into it.
Mhm.
Let me roll for the long sword.
Oh, and just to be completely transparent, for this encounter, if you can deal more than 10 damage to an abomination, they will die.
Okay, cool enough. And then I rolled a 16 plus 7 for the shorts for the long sword to go in him.
Those both hit.
Cool. And then I'm gonna roll a 1d10. Okay.
I think a longsword is, when wielded one-handed, it does a d8. And then if
Oh, that's what it
two-handed,
means.
it does
Okay.
a d10. Because it's versatile.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah. Yeah, because like if you use both hands, it like does more damage. It makes sense.
Okay, so that is 8 plus 6 on Oh, I gotta do the short sword. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Stupid clash. Stupid. Okay, reroll.
So
3.
your longsword attack will be enough to kill an abomination.
Yes, but I did the short sword first.
Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah.
So that is 4 plus 6. That's 10 with the short sword.
Right on the dot. So you go for the short sword and you stab it into its shoulder, and you have the intention of ramming it with your longsword, but right as you, it's like this abomination that you're stabbing is like much easier to pierce than other abominations you've fought. Like, it almost feels like Jello compared to other types that you've seen. And with that, its whole shoulder like completely dislocates and it falls to the ground dead. Before you're like, okay. Describe your second attack on another abomination.
Yeah, so she'll watch it fall. She goes, interesting, and she'll just bring her sword up and just go to the next one. Just bring it straight down the middle to try and chop the thing in half.
Okay, that's fucking badass. Right.
Well, they seem pretty
you
squishy. You're muted.
You need to just stop muting yourself at this point.
Well, it's just because I don't like to mute. I like to mute myself when I vape, so it's just being true.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, dang.
I know, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
You already rolled 2 to attack. You don't need to roll for it. Oh.
That hurt.
I don't know what happened. But we're good.
So
We're good.
you kill the first one, and you in that moment you swing your sword and it comes down right on the skull, and you meet the first amount of actual resistance where it kind of gets halfway through and you have to sort of lean into it as it starts to, and it splits it, completely bisecting it, and it just kind of like slowly one half falls forward while the other falls back.
She just had the biggest like warrior grin on her face as she just yells for more of them for more to come to meet their end, their
Great.
demise.
Zafril, you're up, and Endless is on deck.
So if Endless and Hendrickson are 10 feet away from the thing,
10 feet behind you, and you're at the cusp of the fog cloud.
okay.
Null and Saffron are on the other side of the fog
Right.
cloud.
So they could just use their full movement straight and be able to make it through the fog cloud without dashing at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the fog cloud, I believe, is 20 feet, right, diameter?
Okay. Zafriel is.
You also have 2 baddies on you right now.
Okay.
And there's 5 baddies harassing Endless. Oh no, excuse me. There's only 2 baddies harassing Endless when Hendrickson
Can I
comes up.
ascertain if the fog cloud is even affecting? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to drop fog cloud.
Okay.
Okay. And that's a free action to do, right?
Yes, but it will take one full round for the fog to completely dissipate.
That's just fine. Okay, I'd like to drop concentration on fog cloud, and
Okay.
I will take my long sword, wield it versatile, and two-handed grip, and just swipe down at both of them, going into a rage.
Please roll for an attack.
Oh, that actually reminded me. I have this image. I'll send it to you guys. There's a fighting style in medieval times. Swords like that were not really that sharp on the edges, so they would actually flip it and use the blade as a handle and use the sword grip as a blunt pickaxe type thing. That's
Really?
a serious thing. I
Yeah,
found
yeah.
out.
It's
Yeah.
in For Honor. You can fight like that. You can like twist it around and like smash it in through their shoulder, like it punctures armor.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll send it. I'll post in the Facebook chat. That just reminded me of it. I was like, I need to send that to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 23 and a 17.
Those both hit.
Okay.
Please roll for damage.
Okay, I posted it, but this
Also,
is the
Robert
image
says-
to the definition of that fighting style. Can't remember what it's called though.
Okay, so that is 10 and
10 is just enough damage. You with the single sword swipe, it starts at the shoulder and you bisect its whole torso off. As your swing continues, it makes contact with the next abomination. How much damage?
that is 14. That was a max roll.
Okay, fuck. So the first initial part of the swing cleaves off the torso of the first one and continues on to the next one, but starts right here and comes down to the waist. And in one fell
clean
swoop, you see like the two sections of skin that you had cut through do the whole slow slide before it kind of falls apart and onto the ground.
And then Zafriel would like to use his movement to leap up in the air over the fog cloud to get a better scope of the surroundings.
Okay. Make a perception check.
That is a 21.
Okay. At a quick glance, because you would need more time to if you used your action to make a perception check, you'd get a more better view. But there's at least 50 of these things, and just in the area.
50?
Yeah.
Horde.
So
that's all Zafriel can do. Yeah.
after Zafriel, we come to Endless. Endless, you watch as Zafriel yells out in a barbaric rage and slashes at the two abominations, and they perish immediately as he bounds over the fog cloud he created. You're left with the two guys that attacked you last round, but now Hendrickson on your backside. And roughly, next round the fog cloud won't be there, but just for continuity, you two are now standing roughly 30 feet away from Null, Saffron, and Zafriel.
Okay, so but I've got a few things in front of me blocking my way.
Excuse me, say that one more time.
Muted.
One more time.
Oh, so right now I've got two creatures in.
Correctamundo. Yeah. So you want to kill these folks?
Indeed, I do. Now, can I cast Hunter's Mark right now, or do I have to wait until after my first actions to make a bonus action?
In fact, it's best to use your bonus action first to use Hunter's Mark, because then if you hit, you get to add that extra damage.
Yep.
And can't you swap the target of Hunter's Mark?
Yeah,
after it's dead.
Yeah, if the target you killed, marked, is killed, as a free action, you can move it to another target, because it's a concentration spell.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then we will cast Hunter's Mark on one of them.
Great.
And then I will roll for an attack with my longsword.
Fantastic.
18.
That hits.
Awesome. And then one. That is. Now. And then that adds to it.
Excuse me?
D6.
D6,
So-
yes, that's correct.
With Hunter's Mark, 14 damage.
Oh yeah. Right as you meet the eyes with this abomination, you immediately mark it, and you sense that connection. How do you want to slay this one?
I'm gonna do. I'm doing a two-handed attack. So he comes straight up and just like as he comes down, he slices diagonally. I want like as I slice it, just kind of sit there for a second and just.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And in fact, the right as the body's like about to be completely like cut in half, you realize there's like one part of the spine you didn't get all the way through, so like it slishes off and just barely hangs on by like one piece of tendril. It's disgusting. You have a second attack though, if you'd like to use it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to attack the second one. That is shit. That missed. That's a 3.
A 3. So, the as you go to slice, attack the other one, you actually do hit it. But it moves in such a way where you are able to cut its arm off, but it doesn't do enough damage for it to like be dead. Did you want to use any of your movement you could use your movement to catch up to the rest of the group, or you can move somewhere else or stay put?
We're gonna stay put. I'm gonna no.
Right as you decide in your head to stay put, you look over the group, you look back at Hendrickson, and you look back over the group. As you look back at Hendrickson the second time, he's looking at you, and he just gives you and just pulls his sword up.
All right. Is he giving me like handle his own or?
Well, he sees you deciding where to go, and he's giving you a nod of assurance. This is how you can interpret that.
I'm gonna stay and help.
Okay. So, with Endless's turn done, we have Null and Baddies on deck.
You have a +7 to your longsword hit. I don't know how you got a 3, just for clarification. I don't know if a 10 changes anything, but I was just like, hey, just...
Yeah,
don't
10
forget you have a
will
+7.
miss, actually. They have a low AC, but it's not that low.
Yeah. I was just like, hey, reminder you have that. Null does nothing.
Okay, describe what happens. Why he's standing.
Null is just looking at the abomination that attacked him and doesn't see an abomination. He sees Saffron and the rest of the party in front of him just attacking him like through the eyes of the monster he was. Just sees the party there like trying to restrain him and attack him. So he does nothing but sit there and just say I'm sorry over and over.
Yeah, Saffron, over your shoulder, you just see like you hear Null just under his breath just saying, I'm sorry. And you look over and he's just kind of like staring into the space. With that concluded, the baddies, you just hear and it just starts echoing over the amount of fields, because now you watch as more bodies from the ground start to punch and crawl their way out of the snow. For the sake of brevity, because I don't want to have to keep track of like how many monsters are actually in this mob, at this point in the combat, enough creatures have left the ground where after we take Hendrickson's turn and we go to the top of the new round, I'm gonna do something a little untraditional, because of how many enemies there are. Let's see here. Everyone roll a d6. This time, if you roll an even number, you're getting attacked. Let me know if you roll an even number.
I did.
I did.
No.
Of course, I got a freaking 6.
I got a 4.
Okay. What about
Four.
Hendrickson?
Oh, I didn't roll for him. Hendrickson got 4.
Okay. So everyone but Zafiril is going to take, let's just call it three attacks from various amounts of abominations. Okay, we'll start with Null. That's going to be a 13, which misses. 13 again. 16, which misses. God damn. Even you standing there, these abominations come up to you, and it's like when a puppy tries to bite your flat hand and it's not possible. They just come up to you and they're just like struggling to like do anything that affects you. You even see like they're peeling into your flesh, but like even that's not enough to like really get your attention from where your mind is at right now. Saffron, you also take 3 attacks. That misses. Oh, a dirty 20 that hits. 2, not so only 1 hits for you, Saffron. That's going to be, oof. That's going to be 15 points of slashing damage. Englis, that's cocked. That misses. Dirty 20 again. And 19. Does 19 hit?
Yeah, my armor class is 15.
Okay. Did you have something to say, Saffron?
No?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you. Okay. So only 2 of those attacks connected. So Englis. Ooh, that's another high roll. That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage. And for the second hit, that's going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
Did any of it hit his face?
Hold on. No, they do not.
Every time.
Oh, Hendrickson, I almost forgot. Hendrickson, that's what's Hendrickson's AC?
Well, that needs to be determined if his plate mail has been melted off.
Oh, that's right. So it's just 10 plus his dex score.
Okay, so it's 10.
Oof.
Oh shit.
Okay, so actually that attack does hit.
So Hendrickson, seeing that the attack is coming, is going to parry the blow using his reaction. It gives a +2 if it helps.
Oh, okay. Well, they rolled an 11 to hit.
Yeah, I can call it if it's declared a hit.
Okay. So right as the abomination sort of leaps out at him, he pulls his sword out just in enough time and is able to sort of like get him off his person. But in that amount of time, another one tackles him from the side, which, let's roll for that. Nat 20. And then for the third attack, dirty 20. Okay. So all 3 hit, right? Okay, so the first attack is going to be 13 points of slashing damage. 10 points of slashing damage. And 6 points of slashing damage.
It's 29.
That poor kid.
Well, I mean, that's 3 crits against Zafriel and Hendrickson.
Dude, I don't think I've ever rolled so many
I'm
nat
not
20s in a
following-
night. It's crazy.
It adds tension.
So as the baddies wrap up their turn, for the ones that didn't get to attack, use their turns to just kind of move in closer. You do notice that like a large sum of these creatures are focused on the party, but the ones that are like immediately out of your like general area, you see some using their movement to go towards the tower. It's not like a half and half split, but there are a good chunk of abominations heading toward the tower right now. They're not sprinting by any means because they don't have the capability to do so. Because their
We
kneecaps are too
forgot
soft.
something. My bad. We forgot Boulder.
No, I thought you called for Boulder initially.
Yeah, he was next to me in guard mode, so he was attacking me and he came close. I gotta remember that. I forgot him. I'm gonna remember this next time.
But I think you have to forego one of your attacks to give that attack to your animal companion. I believe that's how it works.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's how I have right with Jeffrey.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's the baddies. At this point, actually, I'm going to wait for Hendrickson to take his turn before I say what I'm going to say. Baddies are done. Hendrickson is up.
Hendrickson is going to...
Collectively, the Fellowship of the Standing Bearer has slain quite a number of these abominations, but at this point, even with the ones that are like surrounding you, the ones that you have killed, there's still even probably just about 12 in your current melee range, with more on the way. Just to kind of build the scene up.
All right. Hendrickson just kind of bashes the abominations that are on him, and he's going to take 2 slices with his greatsword.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Hell yes.
Nice.
And that
You get-
one is
You
a
get the epic
24 to
one.
hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. They have an AC of 12, so that definitely hits.
I messaged you, by the way, Colton.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't notice that.
The
You're good.
crit is 18. And the regular attack... Oh, okay. The crit is 21, and the other attack is 15.
Okay. What was the crit?
21.
21? Oh, dude. Okay, with this crit, it bleeds onto another abomination. Describe how it happens.
Hendrickson has basically been sick of being a punching bag the last couple of days. And he takes this rage out all in one swing, as without hesitation, a completely straight slice, the head just topples off.
Just like in Skyrim, it sort of like
Yep.
pops off and sort of rolls into the snow.
Just a very precise blow.
Badass, dude, and it's pretty nice because it looks like a very calculated hit as well. His intention was pure, and that head came off like he was Babe Ruth hitting a baseball out of the stadium. Do you want him to move? Because right now he's about 30 feet away from you.
Based off of the RP, Hendrickson is going to defend Endless.
Okay. Before we go to the start of the round, at this point, we have Zafril, Saffron, and Null, whether they're with it or not, all standing with their shoulders touching, looking at the sea of flesh that surrounds them as it starts to come in, much like the water in the ocean shore does. It comes up, and what we're going to do is several rounds of combat will transpire in this Constitution saving throw. Over the next half hour of just like a slog of abomination, I want everyone to roll a con save to see how well you do over the next 30 minutes of gruesomely defending your life.
Should I roll for Boulder too?
I have something that I'd also like to do.
Yeah, roll for Boulder too. That makes sense. Roll for Jeffrey as well, please.
If this would help the save at all, I can use Channel Divinity to turn undead.
Ooh.
And any undead within 30 feet of me that can see me or hear me has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to reduce the DC if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll use that.
Okay. All right, everyone, con saves.
I just don't want to bother you.
That's a 19
Okay.
for Jeffrey.
Okay.
Did we?
Can I do anything different if I do nothing for every turn?
Well, you can basically, if you wish to continue that, you can just forego the con save, and we'll just take that as a failure.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, so
Okay,
for
failure.
all 30 minutes, he's just standing there?
I would imagine maybe every once in a while you might have to adjust because of the amount of bodies surrounding you, but we can get into the explanation of what happens in the 30 minutes in just a second.
Sure.
Can Saffron roll at a disadvantage for Constitution save for her to take up the compensation of trying to keep him safe?
Yes.
Hendrickson gets a 14 and Zafriel gets a 17.
Oh, Hendrickson just barely made it. Almost made it.
14 for Saffron.
Oh, you too. The DC was 15, everybody. Originally it was 20, but because of the what's it called? Zafriel's what's that
Turn
called?
undead.
Turn undead. That's right.
And then Boulder's was 19.
Okay. So I believe the only people who rolled below a 15 were technically because you didn't roll high enough, Saffron. You're not sufficiently able to like protect yourself and Null. You're able to do some, but the DC was 15. So everyone who failed gets a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Everyone who failed also takes 25 points of damage. If you didn't fail, you
I will
take
die.
if you didn't fail, you take half that, which we'll call it 12.
Did we just have a player die?
To 25 damage and level 2 exhaustion.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I take that 25 damage, Angelus is dead.
Okay, so
No,
are you down with that damage?
Dad, you have to go over your max life. You're just down.
You're unconscious. So, at the end of 30 minutes, you guys, you start feeling the sweat gather in parts of your armor that only gather after an intense day's travel. And the muscles in your forearms are starting to cramp. And at this point, you just see, like, around the group, over the course of 30 minutes, you all have sort of merged into one group in the center of this like mosh pit of abominations, and it's a gruesome slog. And Null ends up getting just basically almost eaten alive. And Saffron, you do your best to sort of kick people off while trying to defend yourself at the same time. And right at the last little bit of it, we see as Endless looks to the rest of the group and just lets out a kind of a sigh as he looks back, and you see as two abominations kind of one attempts to shove its hand into his mouth while the other kind of goes for his stomach, and you see him take out some of his flesh, and you watch as Endless kind of looks down, looks back up, falls onto his knees, unconscious in the snow. Now, we're going to pick it back up at the top of the round. Saffron, you are exhausted. What would you like to do?
She's, trying to just gasp for air. Her shoulders go up and down, just covered in their blood.
Oh yeah, everyone is.
So, is it just those two that are left?
No, you are still completely surrounded.
She just yells at Null to come back and then she yells, "If we die here, a round of meat in the corpse hall for all of us." As Odin watches.
Hold on, I'll get to you.
Okay.
No, keep going.
Okay. She yells that to the group. "A round of meat for all of us in the corpse hall." As Odin greets us, and she'll spit on the ground, and she'll grab an arrow that has a little bit of that gunpowder
Yes.
on it, and
Yes.
she's gonna whisper as the runes form around it,
Fuck yes.
and the edge starts to glow like a bright light again,
Yes.
like so bright and searing, so hot. She aims up and just fires it so it can do an arch to go a little bit away from her and hit stuff in front of us as she's going to try and clear a path.
Give me 1 second. Let me roll a dex save at disadvantage because these guys barely have kneecaps.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what did Saffron say?
We'll get to that in just a second. So that's an
yeah.
8 that they all fail. So it's going to be like when go ahead, tell me how much damage.
Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Let me look real quick. What was added with the gunpowder? Was it a +4?
No, the gunpowder was an extra like 3d6, I thought, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right, 3d6. Yep. Okay. So
I did basically half a fireball.
fair enough. Let me see here. Okay, 1 second. Half a fireball. I can respect that.
Because isn't it fireball 66?
It's 8d6, right?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, let me see here. 1 second. All right, so 2d6. Okay. So you said an extra 3, so 5d6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
4. Will someone write this down?
Mm-hmm.
4.
Mm-hmm.
6. 5.
Damn.
1. 6.
That's 21 points of damage.
Yep.
22.
22
Oh,
points of
22.
damage. You fire off this arrow, and it like, because of the heat that is emanating off of it, it like sort of creates a high pitched whistle as it kind of
Yeah, the firecrack, like the large firecracker sound. Yeah.
It creates a little bit of a whistle as it flies off into the air, and you watch right as the arrow starts to get closer to impact, the explosive fiery magic that is added to the arrow starts to create a little bit of a black smoke trail before it flies into a group of these abominations, and you just see a bunch of bodies get flung up on top of the horde, and it even the creatures that weren't perished from this attack are like smothered by the corpses that were blown up on them, and for a short time there is going to be a space open enough for, if you're careful, to run through it will be towards the direction of the tower, which is the direction of the road. But yes, for a moment of time there is a space, now a lane, if you will, that has been created in this mob.
She will she'll order Boulder to charge a little bit, like half where the path is and half where the path isn't, to clear even a further path with his tusk.
Okay.
He's just gonna charge through them to make a bigger path.
Okay, we'll just have him make a strength check, and I'll have my guys roll acrobatics and see if they are able to like be affected by this charge or not.
We still haven't made a chart for Boulder, by the way. We don't have specs for him yet.
Let's give him. Let's give him a +4. Yeah, +4 in strength. That makes
Then
sense.
that is a unmodified 20.
Oh damn! I was about to say I rolled pretty good, but they have a minus to their dex, so I rolled a 17, which does not beat Boulder's charge, as Boulder just kind of. I'm getting better. I'll get it one day. He just charges on, almost making sort of an elfin sort of trumpet noise through his trunk. He just kind of buries his head low, and every once in a while just kind of comes up, and you see his baby tusks that are still coming in are just long enough to affect these guys, as you see some bits of flesh getting stuck on his tusks as he plows through. I'm going to say this lane is now 7 feet wide, which is just wide enough for, if you run straight down the middle, you won't be able to get any attacks of opportunity from the mob.
Saffron will just yell, "Odin, guide us!" as she just charges with her 2 swords and just charges in that straight line.
Right as you say that, you just hear a there's like thunder bellow in the sky with no rain clouds in sight as you begin to charge.
What? What? She'll when she hears that, she yells, "Thor watches!" as she just charges in a straight line.
Cool. With Saffron done, we have Zafriel and Endless on deck.
Zafriel yells out to... fuck. Okay, so here's the thing. Hendrickson is on 1 HP, and Endless is unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a bullhub and run.
Well, that's the thing. I can heal Endless, but he'll still be unconscious.
No, he won't.
Oh,
He'll just be prone on the ground.
I see. Okay. That changes what I'm going to do then. Zafriel just yells out, "Hendrickson, run!" And I'm going to sprint over to Endless and just brace my finger as one of the prayer beads glows. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
And he is going to restore...
Right now, so you tell Hendrickson to run, and he kind of looks over at you, looks back over at Endless. Oh,
He's going to restore 8 hit points.
great. So right as you get done telling Hendrickson to run, he looks back down at not Null, the Endless. And at this point, the two abominations that had tackled him last round are now like attempting to like eat his insides. Right as you come to meet contact with him.
And Zafriel is going to go into another rage as he tries to lift up Null and run.
You did it like I did. You mean Endless.
No, I heal Endless and I'm going to pick up Null.
Oh, okay, I see. So Endless, you watch as light begins to come to your eyes. You are just about to start a conversation with a dearly loved one of yours, right as you're pulled out, and you see, as you look up, 2 abominations digging their fingers in your stomach as you watch some of your skin start to close up from the healing magic, but not completely, and you're able to scooch them off of you, but they're like in your space. Right as you look over, you see Zafriel turning around and going towards Null, and he kind of gets him on his shoulder. Are you going to resist, Null?
Can I talk to you in DM secrets? I have a lot of questions.
Sure. Right as sorry, dude. It's hard. I wanted to do what you said in your message, but I forgot because I'm
up to this point.
Sorry, what?
I said if you haven't been contesting rolls up to this point.
Okay, well, we'll do this. Right as Zafriel, right as you start running towards Null, it's at this point, like, enough commotion has happened where you kind of, like, are cognizant for just a moment, and you see the aftermath of the explosion that Saffron has made in the mob and is now booking it, and you look over and you see what is a dead, Endless, well, not dead, unconscious, right before Zafriel's able to heal. Right after he heals, he starts to come. You are with your senses. How do you wish to react? There are, like, let's just say 5 guys fucking right in front of you, because there's 5 guys everywhere.
Yeah. The thing I asked you about, I was kind of asking if that could happen when the first person fell.
Right, but I just didn't get your message in time, and we're kind of past that moment. Sorry, but we can jump in right here with it if you'd like.
Okay. So what did Saffron say? I kind of.
She just kind of proclaimed to the gods for assistance or to watch, and told everyone to run as she started booking it.
Oh, I thought she said like a whole thing to Null or something.
Oh, she says no, snap out of it.
Oh.
Well, she said no, come back.
Now you look at your body and you're just covered in pop marks of different various wounds from the abominations that have been essentially numbing on you for the last half hour.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think with everything going on. So Null comes to for like a second.
Mm-hmm.
So Null, I guess goes to try and help pick up English to like, or he can move on his own, can he?
Well, okay. So if you're just gonna be up and moving, I'd prefer not to use my rage then.
Well, you used a bonus action to you can't rage because you used your bonus action to use the bead.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Sorry, Tucker. And Null had essentially held his action, and I forgot to call on the held action. So that's what we're running into right now. So
yeah.
If you want, we can finish out what Null's doing, and if you want to use your action and movement to do something else, you can do that.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Can I just wait till my turn and let them go, actually?
Well, yeah, we can do that, but you were held in your action, so I'd like to honor that if you want to still do something.
Yeah, that makes... I didn't know you were holding your action. That's fine, man.
Yeah. I was gonna, like, when the first person went down to death saves, and I was gonna, like, actually finally move and attack somebody, but it's fine.
Well, you can still do that, because that still happened.
Yeah, I guess he'll just do that. Like, he'll just kill the one or two that was attacking English or whatever.
Okay, so yeah, you look over, and there's, like, 2 abominations that are currently trying to, like, carve a pumpkin, if you will.
So yeah, Null's just like, what's happening? And like, we'll just kind of like upward swing his axe.
Like a golf swing almost.
Yeah, just like from downtown.
Hell yeah.
21. Jeez, math.
Oh yeah, that hits. That hits.
Okay.
Yeah, they got an AC of 12. These guys are babies.
10 plus 6, 16. Yeah, 16.
So the first one that is like currently trying to eat his intestines like it's spaghetti.
Yeah.
You see, just you cleave off like a good portion of like the top of the jaw and the skull. It just kind of slices off. You have your second attack if you'd like. There's 2 of them on him if you'd like to.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and hit the other one, I guess, too, with the great axe. So as like he swings up, he just brings it back around, like it's like a side swipe.
Yes. Okay. In the back of your head, as you're swinging, you just hear, "Yes, kill them all."
14.
That hits.
Okay.
Question for the party besides Null. Did anyone oppose to Null touching the black thing in last session? Did any of you guys oppose it at all or no?
Yep.
So Zafiro did Hendrickson, did Englis?
What black?
Hendrickson was very weary. He didn't like necessarily want him to do it, but like he also respected Null's decision to be able to make that choice, I guess. He wasn't necessarily on board though.
When we let Null touch one of the black raws away from him, did Inglis oppose it at all or just support it?
What was the thing that he touched? I don't remember that.
Last session, Null got an idea that maybe interacting with one of those rods that were removed from his back might lead to some answers. In a way, I guess it could have, but Saffron was opposed to it, and she's just wondering where Endless stood in that scenario.
Did
With
you?
everything that's happened, odds Anglus would have opposed.
Okay.
10 damage.
So
10
everyone
damage?
opposed. Okay.
So right as you cleave off the top part of this guy's head, the next one, how do you want to kill it? It's kind of like doing this with its hands right now.
Yeah. So as like Null brings the axe kind of like across into the second one, as he hits it, Saffron's face and like it's just Saffron as he cuts off the thing's like top of its head.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Null like can I describe what happened to Null in the 30 minutes? It shouldn't be long.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
So during the 30 minutes, basically Null saw nothing but just the wagon, the scene that happened during that session, you know,
Right.
like the party, the wagon, the rain or whatever the weather was, and then so like the abominations were just like he sees nothing but just the party attacking him instead of abominations. During like just before he comes to for a moment, he like I guess Star Wars-esque sees his father and brother walk up to him and like hand on his shoulder, and they're just like, "Son, what are you doing?"
As they look at your eyes, what have you done? And they just encourage strength.
Yeah, and it's at that moment like a flashback of when Null was young with his father, when he first was introduced to Saffron, and his father just kneeling on him, touching his shoulder, just like, she's part of the family now, and I want you to protect her. I want you to protect her like you protect this clan. And it's like at that point he's looking at his father and his brother just like
Sorry, no, go on. Sorry.
He's looking at his father and brother like, I'm sorry that I failed and you died. And it's at that moment they say, you didn't fail us and you won't fail them. Now pick yourself up and earn your place in Valhalla. And that's when Null came to.
Hell yeah. So, as that happens, Zafril, what would you like to do with your action and movement?
I would like to use my action to use Cure Wounds on Hendrickson.
Okay, yeah. You kind of reach out. You kind of run over to Hendrickson. You only use 10. Oh no, Hendrickson is right by you. You don't have to use any of your movement. So you heal Hendrickson.
And he heals for 8. That puts him at 9.
That's good to get some health in there, guys. You guys are in trouble.
And then Zafriel is going to right where there's the opening in the horde. Zafriel is going to stand right at the front of it. He's not going to proceed.
Okay, you're just trying to hold the line.
Yep.
Okay. All right. After Zafril, Endless, you're prone right now. The two baddies that were eating you are now dead, and you're covered in their blood. You're prone. What would you like to do? You see Jeffrey next to you, just kind of like with the big, cute spider eyes, like just looking at you.
All eight puppy eyes.
At that moment when Anglus came to, he kind of reached out and shouted his brother's name. He's like, Bernia! And then he kind of sees what's going on at himself and reaches up and pets Jeffrey on the head. It's okay, and we're gonna use. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out.
It's all good.
Bed.
Also, just real quick, to stand up from being prone, you have to use half your movement. So if you stand up, you now have 15 feet you can move.
All right, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
Okay, that's 2d8, I believe.
Idiot.
Plus your wisdom.
Yeah, it's 2d8.
Null, I believe you're on deck.
Did Saffron want us to run out of there? Oh.
Yeah, she called out for everyone to run. That she kind of blew up a lane within the mob to be able to let you guys to run out, and you currently see like her running down the lane. Next turn she'll be out of the mob and
Yeah,
more in the
and
clear.
Boulder
Oh, and
carved
Boulder.
even
Yeah.
more feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, because of what Boulder did, if you guys run down the center, you won't get like any attacks of like opportunity because they're just a little too far away. How much did you heal, Endless?
I healed by 14.
Hell yeah. So what does that look like when you heal yourself?
You'll see Anglers take his bombs and like grab onto the ground, and you see this like green glowing light, almost as if like I'm absorbing health from the,
Cool.
and it just kind of like up underneath me like neon underglow with a car.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh.
If you use 15 feet of your movement, you can get to the point where Zafril is standing, where he was holding the line right in front of the lane.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. I believe, unless if you don't want to use your bonus action, that's it.
Can we just use a bonus action? Move my hunter's mark.
Actually, when you fell unconscious, you dropped concentration of the spell because you were no longer able to concentrate on it.
Again.
Have Jeffrey shoot webs out on these things.
He can't because he used his action to cast
Cure wounds.
Cure Wounds.
Jeffrey, aim your butt at them and fire.
I think that might be it then.
Yeah.
Unless if you have any potions you want to take.
Can I take potion? Oh,
Yeah, they're
like,
bonus actions. For a bonus action, you can take a potion.
Okay, then yeah, we'll do a potion of heat,
Okay.
which I think is 2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
Oh wow. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice. That's pretty solid. Okay, so you pull out from your pack a small red vial. You kind of with your teeth pull off the cork, and you just kind of chug the liquid, which oddly tastes like cherry.
You ever had NyQuil? What's NyQuil? Tastes like that. What?
Okay, so Zafril, you notice Endless come up on your wing. With that, it's Null and then the baddies.
How many guys are around? Like, I guess, so they're surrounding us. How many are there?
Too many to fight.
Zombie apocalypse level. Like World
Like-
War Z
like
kind
you-
of
like-
shit going on here.
Like, if you wanted to continue to fight, we can do something similar like we did before and have everyone roll con saves.
Yeah.
But like, it's like it's either going to be that or potentially retreating like Saffron.
I am gonna try something on my turn. I'm hoping it's gonna work.
Well, so it's like 25 or 50, right? Was I think the number.
Oh, I mean, yeah, in just immediately around you, yeah. There's enough to like, let's just say there's 25 in your immediate vicinity.
That's a lot.
There's
Okay.
hundreds. There's like you see literally hundreds around you in the field. One more thing I'd like to point out before you decide what to do. At this point, so much time has passed. The crowd of Abominations is still intense and dangerous, but a good portion of it has now like split off and is now going towards the tower. A lot of them have already funneled into it. The ones that stayed behind seem to be just they've been aggroed, if you will.
So I'm gonna go into rage as a bonus action.
Alrighty.
So as Null's cut down basically Saffron, he goes into a rage against Radagast for like this bullshit, and he's just not having it, and he
You just hear his laugh in the back of your mind, just cackle and echo like a small little cricket.
He tells Anglus and Zafrael to run as he just starts swinging.
Okay. Go ahead and make your two attacks.
Sure. So the first attack, he's gonna like how? I guess they're like within 5 feet, or are they like, kind of more spaced?
There's enough like you're not like you're not like shoulder to shoulder surrounded. Like there's enough room for you to move like 5 feet before you know.
Okay. So he just kind of moves up and then jumps up in the air and just with a massive downward, just cuts one right down the middle.
Hell yeah! Go ahead and roll for an attack. Do you have any
14.
fate? Do you have any fate dice? Fate points? Or inspiration? Sorry, like inspiration.
Oh yeah, I
from
got
the DM?
2 inspiration.
If you want to spend one, I can juice up this attack.
Like it's damage or something?
You don't know. I can juice it up though, if you want to spend it.
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah. Okay. Roll damage. I'm gonna
Okay.
roll save real quick. Oh. Pitiful. That's a natural 2.
Twelve. 12.
Right as you spring up and leap in the air, you tell them to run, and you just kind of give yourself to the crowd as you feel as you are at the like the peak of your jump. The small amount of laughter you could hear in your head has dissipated, and you start to feel this like swirl and surge of like power from within your sternum, and it just spreads like the night casting its shadows as the sun goes down, and you see your fists start to kind of get this sort of like purpley glow for just a moment. Right as you hit the ground, you make this shockwave that makes a little like ripple in the earth.
Ooh.
4 of the abominations immediately like lose their footing, and the earth splits open for just a moment, and little bits of shadow kind of come out like needles and just kind of stitch up the abominations. As you look up, do you want to play into this strength?
That's some cool shit.
Yeah, he would say, I don't know if this is Vidar's making, but my vengeance will be done.
You as you look to your fist, look back at the abominations, you feel your heart pump, and another little wave of adrenaline courses through your veins, making your skin pop up with goosebumps. You have a second point of corruption. Make your second attack.
No, can I use that blessing I got from the bear spear for the 10 hit points? 10 temp?
Yes, you may.
Okay, cool. So Null, like as soon as he brings his axe down and cracks the ground asunder, he just like brings it up and like does I guess not a spin with it, but like a 180 in front of him, just hitting one, but for effect.
If you can roll higher than a 22 to hit, I'll let your swing hit more abominations. Because there's enough of them around you. If you swung like that, it would be hard not to hit another abomination.
Reckless for advantage.
Okay.
Nat 20 plus 9, 29.
You don't even have to roll for damage. Describe
That's my
how,
first nat 20.
describe
Hell
how
yeah.
you kill
Null
like
use
another
Bloodstorm.
6 abominations. So you come down with this like shadowy strike that like pierces the abominations in front of you. You look over at your fist, more adrenaline surges through your body as you come forward. Describe how you like fucking take out another 6 of these guys.
Just for damage sake, I wanted to.
Oh
see
yeah,
what his
oh
death-
yes. Yeah, dude, I want to let's fucking see it because you get to add a brutal critical.
So 8 plus 6 times 2 is 28. Then I have savage attacks, which
Is another damage die, isn't it?
when you score a critical hit, roll one of the weapon's dice one additional time and add it to the extra damage. So I'd roll a d12 again.
Yes, except
Shit.
it's not added to total that's doubled. It's added after the fact.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay. And that's without modifier or with modifier?
Yeah, you also add your modifier to it after you times it.
So 40 damage.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn. Okay, hold up real quick. So is me and Null like the two highest damage outputters so far? Like, has anyone else got between the 40 to 60?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's gotten over 40 damage. I don't think. I can't remember.
So I got 62.
Yeah, so far you're the high. Null just got a second high score.
Damn. Okay, cool.
Give me 2 more levels and I can times 3 on a crit.
Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, describe this hit, man. This is fucking awesome.
So I'm doing another leap.
Sure.
Hammer down! It's fucking Reinhardt.
Hell yeah.
So as he brings the axe up, he sees nothing but the party's flashing, like almost flashes a memory of his PTSD, like the surgical table, the Goliaths, and other victims around him, and like the piercing metal, and of course the cackling laughter. And he also sees flashes of the party in front of him. And as like a tear rolls off of one eye as he comes down, he just like smashes the thunder with purple light, just crackling out with like purple lightning almost as the ground rips open and those needles just like everything.
Hell yeah. So you watch as, for those who are able to see that, like, again, a similar effect where these shadow stitching, like, needles come from the ground and pierce up into the victim. It's totally gruesome and supernatural, to say the least. Like, definitely supernatural. So I'm assuming you kind of jump more into the mob. Is that kind of the idea you were going for?
Yeah, the first leap, like, right on the border with him. The second leap, now I'm just in it.
Okay, cool. It's the bad guy's turn. So, as far as the lane is considered, that's going to hold true. Next round, it's going to close to 5 feet. So there'll still be a lane, but you might get attacks of opportunity on you. It's hard to say. But let's see here. Will everyone roll a d6? Except for Saffron, no, because you're running down the lane.
Yeah.
Roll for Hendrickson too, please.
4.
6.
If you get an even number, you're being attacked.
Oh, son of a bitch. I just healed.
You should have ran the fuck out.
He tried.
Zafriel rolled even, Hendrickson did not.
Oh, okay, good. So we have Zafriel, Endless, and Null, right?
I got a 5.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a d6 to determine how many attacks you guys get. Oof. That's a 6. I'm gonna re-roll. I'm just gonna re-roll because that feels dangerous.
Wait, was it even or odd that was getting attacked?
Even's getting attacked.
Even.
That's another 6. I'm gonna roll one more time. I don't want. Okay, 2. All right, 2. I'm fine with 2. That's a nat 1 for Zafriel. 13 for Zafriel. 13 for Endless.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got a 5.
Oh, I thought you rolled a 4 for some reason.
No, that was Null.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. Okay, so
Did we
these
roll
attacks.
a con save, or is that the con save?
No.
Con save is when it's like over time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So actually, those attacks, those miss. Then for Endless, not Endless, no. That was going to be 8, which misses. 21. Oh, wait, these ones have advantage on you because you attacked recklessly last turn.
Reckless, yep.
So the first attack actually hits, so that's going to be 13 points of slashing damage reduced to 7 points because you're raging.
Okay.
The next attack, at advantage, nat 20.
GM is rolling some nats today. Holy shit.
I know, dude.
Yeah, I know. I don't like. Usually these dice have been pretty shitty in the past, so I don't know what's happening.
Give them a VIP membership because they're doing their job.
That's 6 times 2, 12. That's going to be 15 points of slashing damage reduced to 7.
Okay. Gotta. What is the 7 minus 3 because temp? Because. Alright, so I only take 4 damage to myself really so far.
Cool. Okay, that's all the attacks from the bad guys. It's Hendrickson's turn.
Hendrickson is gonna do as Zafriel instructed and use his action to dash through the lane.
Okay. He has 30 feet movement speed. He will use... So he'll basically be on the cusp at the end of the lane. Like, his next turn, he'll be out...
Okay.
You know
Well then,
what I mean?
instead, as Hendrickson is moving, he's going to use leadership.
Okay.
And for 1 minute, the knight can utter a special command or warning whenever a non-hostile creature that it can see within 30 feet of it makes an
Ooh.
So you could get everyone except for Saffron, because she used her movement to get out of that range.
Okay, so anyone that can hear... Oh, hold on.
Well, if it's here, that's different.
Hold on. Warning whenever a non-hostile creature that it can see within 30 feet of it. Okay, makes an attack roll. Alright, so basically, if you are able... man, I am having the hardest time with this. Hold on.
You're okay.
Okay, for 1 minute, any non-hostile creature that Hendrickson can see within 30 feet make an attack, they add an extra d4 to the roll.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, so
it's a continuous buff. for
that's
1 minute.
that's everyone except for Saffron right now. And right now, Hendrickson is halfway through the lane.
Yeah. So he's going to use leadership and continue to run to the cusp.
Okay.
What does leadership do? Sorry, it's been
That's
a long
okay.
day.
You're good. For 1 minute, any non-hostile creature that Hendrickson can see will add an extra d4 to its roll, attack roll or saving throw.
Cool.
So you get that.
Nice.
What does Hendrickson say?
Rather than feeling fear, Hendrickson looks like he is completely in control of the situation, as
Nice.
he speaks with confidence, like instructions on how to get out of this.
Okay, you just see Hendrickson like run to the middle of the lane, and he turns around. Everyone! Null's made a distraction! We gotta go! Null! We gotta go! And he just says he just screams out your name one more time, Null, and he turns around and ends his turn. Alright, so
Say something. I don't know if it's gonna work.
at the
I'm
top of the
hooked.
round, Saffron, you are up.
So
Right
Saffron's
now, you are on the you're at the end of the lane.
So when she gets out of the lane, she's gonna turn and just see just how many there are. And she's just gonna just gasping for air. She grabs the Milnir that her father gave her, or adoptive father gave her, and she rips it off and she just takes some of her blood and wipes on the blood, and she just looks at it and she goes, Flea, send your Valkyrie. Thor, bring down your hammer. Odin, even though my fate has already been weaved and has already been foretold, if you wish to change my fate to save them, do so. And she just grabs the hammer and she just throws it into the crowd. calling on her gods to intervene. Can I do a religious check?
Yeah. Roll a religion check for me, and then I'm gonna, depending on what you roll, have you do something else.
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. As you sort of say, do you say the prayer aloud?
I screamed it, yeah.
Okay.
I said, Freya, send your Valkyrie. Thor, bring Milner down upon them. Odin, even though my fate has already been weaved and foretold to save them, you can change it. And she threw the hammer that her adoptive father, made for her, covered in her blood, and she throws it into the crowd.
Okay, so I'll be transparent with you in this moment. In my head, I was going to say, if she can roll a religion check higher than a 20, I'm going to let her roll a D100. And let you roll a certain percentage. But because you rolled a nat 20,
and it's a 20. It's a 23 for my +3 in religion.
So at first I was thinking 25, but because you rolled a nat 20, I'm going to make it 40. A 40% chance that it happens. If you roll 40 or lower on a percentile dice, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
You're essentially doing like clerics kind of have this ability in a sense, and so I think it's kind of cool. It's called Divine Intervention, I believe.
60.
60? Oh man, okay, so you rolled too high. But wait,
I thought you said if it's higher than a 40 it happens, if it's lower than a 40 it doesn't.
40% chance is what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like a 40 or lower would be successful. So what will happen then as you throw the is it like an amulet or is it a straight up hammer? Oh, okay.
Looks like this but wood.
As you cast it from your hand, you feel the force of generations behind you whoosh through your shoulder blades as the hammer flies through the air. It starts to get this sort of divine glow to it as the hammer doesn't follow the arc in which you threw it. About halfway through, it sort of stops and it sort of shines this sort of bright light. And effectively, let's say, for the moment, you're able to do the whole turn undead. So, that was a wisdom save, right? Tucker?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is it a wisdom save for turn undead?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, I wish I would've got it.
What's the radius?
Maybe next time.
I'm still trying to make something cool. It could have been cooler. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no.
Sorry, that's how it goes sometimes.
Well, you said it 40 and higher. When I hit the 60, I was like, and you're like, no, 40%. I was like, no. But I'll take it. I'll take whatever it is. I'll take it. So
I believe it's 30 feet, right, Tucker?
It's a wisdom.
Okay, and is it 30 feet?
Any undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet.
Okay. That's a natural 7 for a fail. So right where you kind of cast this hammer, it glows that sort of divine light, and for a moment, you don't understand language. It comes to you in like emotion and visuals, but that all sort of like mesh together, and you interpret this as sound. You hear the sound of harmonic voices in a very angelic key, just sort of like utter they utter just a a note as it sort of harmonizes. The light stops and the necklace just sort of like gracefully falls back down into the snow, and immediately at the mouth of this lane that you've made, it's now been widened. So now the lane is only 40 feet long as opposed to 60 feet long, because the sort of mouth kind of opened up, if you will.
Not bad, not bad. I'll take it. Damn it.
Okay,
Maybe next
Zafriel,
time.
you're on deck. I mean, you're up. Endless, you're on deck.
Um,
Also, I want to check in. How's everyone doing health-wise?
Zafriel is sitting above half.
Okay.
I'm at 29.
What about Henderson?
He's at 9.
Oof.
I'm at 18.
Oof. Okay.
That's why I left.
Okay, so Zafriel, your turn.
Zafriel,
You notice Endless Null has jumped into the mob, and you can't make out every detail because he's being blocked visually by bodies, but you do see like a shadowiness to the his attacks, or even person, if you're like perceptive enough.
I mean, the last thing he said was, "Get out of here."
Right, but
Zafriel-
he ended his turn holding the line.
Oh yeah,
right
I was
before the
just
lane.
like recap.
Oh right. Oh right.
Zafriel is flooded with emotion, and he glances back at Null, with a longing look, and decides not to help him, and he continues to run down the line.
So you use 50 feet of your movement, and
Mhm.
you
And
right
then as I am getting halfway up the line, I'm going to turn around to the side wall, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay, that's a con save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's gonna be. They have a -3 to con, so that's gonna be, that's 9.
Okay.
So that's damage, and they get pushed back 15 feet, right?
Okay, and then that is 11 thunder damage, or lightning damage.
Damn.
You notice as like 6 abominations just like explode, their skin like tears apart, and they just kind of like, from the force, their bodies can't handle it, and they just kind of fall apart. And
That's a 15-foot cube.
yeah, and the bodies that didn't just fall apart at the seams are pushed back like Agent Smith when Neo's fighting like 1,000 clones. You just see him just kind of get pushed back, and it even makes the bowling sound effect. I just kidding.
Just use the rest of my movement to catch up to the party.
Okay, using the 50 feet, you'll be 10 feet away from Saffron, and at this point, the lane is pretty, it's a pretty open, there's going to be plenty of time to escape now. Well, relative to what situation was 2 rounds ago. Endless, you are on. You're up, and Nala, you're on deck.
Okay, so where are we at? What's around?
Okay, so Zafriel looked back at Null, and then started running down the lane. And about halfway down the lane, he used Thunder Wave, and blasted some fools across the way. So now the lane itself is only 40 feet, about 35 feet long in length, but it's widened out now. It's almost like a large chunk has just been ripped out, and it looks like a big Pac-Man, if you will.
Okay.
And Null, from your perspective, is maybe 20 feet away from you into the mob. The opposite way, I guess I should say.
So then, just to kind of keep myself going towards in case we do get attacked again. Like I'm gonna follow in pursuit of Saphriel, but I'm gonna use another action casting cure wounds again to
Okay.
raise my.
It's a D8 plus your wisdom.
That was crap.
Dude, I hate rolling low on healing. It sucks.
5.
Yes.
I guess
5 is better than nothing. You cut out. What'd you say?
I said 5 is better than 0.
Oh, well, we basically just said the
sure.
same thing. Okay, so you start running after Zafril. You only get about 10 more feet and you'll be out of the lane. But right now, you see like about 5 or 10 feet on either side of you, a mob just like wincing from all the like the impacts it's been making, and it's like the mob mentality of the whole scenario. There's a lot of confusion, and so like the movement and their how they're acting is sort of like reflecting that. After Endless, Null, it's your turn, and Hendrickson will be on deck.
So Null, just like as much as you can to like say something, gets like raises his head up and says, "Head towards," or I don't know why I was doing without the voice. "Head towards the tower. They're doing something over there. I don't like it." As he just continues to just keep swinging away.
Okay. Go ahead and make your 2 attacks.
Reckless, of course.
Ooh, Reckless is dangerous, my boy.
That's why it's called Reckless.
You
I
are
also just remembered.
the truest
My
barbarian I've
bad.
ever heard.
I have advantage in all survival checks against any type of humanoids.
You would, except
I
you
do,
have
it's humanoids.
exhaustion.
Huh?
You would, but like because you are exhausted, it would cancel it out and make the roll neutral.
That's fair. Fair enough. Okay.
If you're not exhausted, then yeah, it would be at advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
22.
Oh wait,
non-nat.
that's something I have to take into consideration. So because you have 2 levels of exhaustion now, your attacks are at disadvantage, and I think your movement. No, I don't think your movement's halved yet.
I looked it up,
Uh-huh.
and this is by the book. Of course, your say goes. Level
Sure.
1 is disadvantage on ability checks.
Uh-huh.
Level 2 is speed is halved.
Oh,
Level
and
3
then
is
3
disadvantage on attack rolls and
attacks.
saving
Gotcha.
throws, and then 4 is hit points are halved.
Okay, I got them swapped. So your movement is halved right now.
Yeah, but I'm not moving.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That continue.
22 non
That hits.
nat. And I just like keep leaping and trying to like, I guess use that power if I can.
Sure. The intensity of the shadowness isn't as grand as it was prior rounds, but every time you slash, you see the wound kind of have like a purplish burn mark as it's kind of embers like around the wound itself.
Does it have any like backlashing effects? I mean, like, do I feel pain from it or anything or nothing?
No.
Oh. My brain is fried. If the dot's on the bottom of the number, is that where it's facing or the other way?
Yeah, that's where it's facing. So if it's a 9, the dot would be at the bottom where the stem
Okay.
is.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Man.
I didn't know that. My guys, so I'm curious if that's how mine look.
I knew that before, but my brain is dead
Oh, it's
today.
on
the
15.
Yeah.
15.
Oh yeah, the one you're able to like cut off its like entire leg, and it just like falls over and just kind of wails and breathes its last breath of life. Well, not
17. I
life.
forgot rage, but
Yeah, over 10 damage. Like I said, kills these guys.
yeah. I go for another attack. Reckless. You gotta be shitting me. It rolled nat 20 and then bounced back to a 2. But I rolled a 12 for the first one anyways, plus 9.
Yeah, that hits.
I was like, bruh. I saw the 20 hit and then it flopped back. I was like, no.
I think so far I've gotten 4 natural 20s in this game.
I've only gotten one. DM's gotten like 8. So just
did
today.
alone.
I've never rolled so many nat 20s in one night. I swear to
Dude,
God.
that's
I
awesome.
mean, they all have the same chance to crit as we do. None of us are champion fighters.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's true.
I'm just like, man, I wish I got 8 crits. That's 18 damage.
18 damage. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you kill this next one?
So Null is just like Null. I guess to Null there is no outside world. He just sees these abominations and the flashing memory. He's just jumping,
Right.
just
Hell
just
yeah.
jumping away, hitting anything in his path.
Hell yeah. It's like if you were to send like a lawnmower into some bushes.
Yeah, basically. For brevity's sake, out of character, if the party got in his way, he would just like he is just blind rage at this point.
Okay. After Null, baddies attack. Let's see here. Zafriel, I'll say that you have made it out of the clearing enough to not roll for this time. So I'm going to have... Oh, actually? And both guys are in the lane. It's just... Okay, Null, I'm going to roll to see how many guys start attacking you.
Sure.
Alright, if it's a 6, I'm going to re-roll it.
I forgot about the leadership thing, but it doesn't matter. I killed that.
Oh, yeah.
It only adds a d4.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 4 attacks on you, which are all going to be at advantage.
Sure.
7, 4, that misses. 11, 12, that misses. That's a weird coincidence also. 9, 14, what's your... Oh, that doesn't hit. 19. 3, 18, 21. That hits. So
eventually,
as you're like plowing through these bodies, it's like what's that one Xbox 360 game where you're in the mall and it's a bunch of zombies?
I know you're talking about. I know you're.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's like the predecessor to the Dead Island games or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah, we know you're talking about it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you see like you're just like sending fools everywhere, and it's like this gory mess. It's awful because although I haven't been explaining it, this whole time it's been there's been like a choir of different wailing sounds and sobbing coming from all these abominations, and like if you're not yelling, it's hard to be heard over the ruckus. So as he comes in, he did I roll for damage already? No.
No.
That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage reduced to 7 because of your raging, and the entrance to the lane starts to close. The whole lane isn't collapsing; it's more pinching off towards the entrance. So that might be concerning. It is
How many
now.
guys have I killed? I should have kept a tally.
I haven't been counting. I'll have to
Two so
see.
far, I think.
Okay, so Hendrickson's turn. He's halfway through the lane.
Jeez. What would Hendrickson do?
This is scary, guys. I don't feel good about this.
Did I kill like 6 guys the first time? I'm just trying to remember.
I have no idea.
Hendrickson.
I'll have to count in the footage.
So at this point, trying to flee or
Well,
Saffron's fleeing.
Hendrickson looks back, seeing that the gap is now closing, and
Hasn't closed completely, but it's starting to pinch off.
he just keeps running and looks to Zafriel for guidance.
Okay. Do you want him to use his action to dash?
He is going to hold his action if a abomination comes within 5 feet of him,
Okay.
and or Zafriel.
Okay. Hendrickson has now left the mob and is now caught up with Saffron and Zafriel. At the top of the round, Saffron, you see what's transpiring. You see the entrance of the lane starting to pinch off, and you see like bodies flying everywhere. And you can sometimes make out Null in the midst of it all.
Question.
Yes.
So, Norse paganism is all about offerings to the gods, this, and that. And she sees that Null is just now gone. You know, like he's getting swarmed. If she were to offer half of her left arm, would that be enough to bring in god intervention? And also sacrificing her predetermined fate if if said god wanted to adjust her fate.
Jeez, that's going crazy.
Say
I
that
can
last
send you a
part.
list of gods.
No,
She's
say-
going to
say
offer
that-
her fate and her left arm for a deity intervention to save Null.
I'm kind of torn.
I'm
Unfortunately,
out of character. I don't
I'm
really
going to
want
say
you
no.
to do
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a no?
Saffron, you can attempt to do this if you'd like to, but I don't know how successful it will be.
I would say not to out of character. Do what you want though, but it sounds like a lot.
Well,
Okay.
anything's possible, but just know it's like it's going to be hard.
So she just looks at them trying to get out of everything and how swarmed Null is, and tears just starting to flow down her eyes as she just starts to remember when she lost everybody. And she just falls on her knees and she just looks up at the sky. She's like, just one of you. Take my fate. Take my arm. And she just...
Okay, so instead of doing like a religion check and stuff like that like we did before, I'm going to do things like a little bit differently. Can you make an insight check for me?
Insight? Sure. Is it 12 good?
12? As you call out, in desperation, really, as you look out and see the situation that the Fellowship of the Standing Bear has got themselves in, you reach out, and for a moment, like, the whole world sort of, like, goes mute for just a second, and it kind of comes back to you, and you hear a voice in the back of your head. A voice you've never heard before. You hear it say, "If you surrender him to me, I can keep him alive." Save your lover. Give him to me. I will help you.
I almost feel like this could be Radaghast. Some creepy.
What are you doing, Saffron? You stand there as you see Zafriel Hendrickson in foot running behind, and Endless shortly behind him, all running full sprint. As you look out one more time, what are you going to do?
And she can't tell if this is one of her gods or not, can she?
With your insight check, you're able to definitely pick up on like a maliciousness for sure. You don't know who this is or what it is.
She won't do it because she doesn't think it's one of her. She won't do it. She'd rather sacrifice her arm.
Wait. Think about it. Do you wish to see your lover dead? I know the secret to life and death.
You will not betray her ways.
Sounds like Darth Sidious.
You just hear the voice sort of like almost evaporate from your mind, and it's now Zafriel's turn.
Okay, so I'm not doing the choppy. All right.
That was that.
Okay. Oh, so she did do it?
No. Like
okay,
instead
okay,
of chopping your arm off, you reached out with
Gotcha.
your
Okay. Fair enough.
plea.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like either like
No, you're good. No, you're good. No, I was just saying, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'm having a great time.
Zafriel kind of sees, as we're running up, Zafriel sees that Saffron is just kind of staying there looking back. Listen to me. We have got to go. He chose his fate. I'm not going to let you waste your life like he did. Let's go.
She'll just say, the corpse hall will greet him. His Odin's feast will be there. And she just sighs, and she weakly gets on Siegfried, and her and Boulder will go back to the caravan.
As Zafriel runs ahead
If you want to, real quick, if that's how you end your turn, if you want to, you can pull yourself out of initiative. It's not a good or a bad decision. It's up to you. If you want to, if you want to still be considered as a part of initiative, we'll come to you. But if not, we can just assume you're going to the.
Okay. I would like to. Actually, never mind. I'm all tapped out for spells and healing. Zafriel is just going to continue to run.
I mean, you do have the beads.
No, I used all my lesser stones.
So you're able to. You're just gonna move, action, dash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just gonna hold my action in case something comes within range. Because Zafriel's running speed is almost equal to their dash speed.
Okay. Zafriel, you've now made it out of the immediate area of danger, and now let me be clear.
I'll take myself out of initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
The field that you're running through, there are still abominations throughout it, but like they're more few and far between. Because like I said, the ones that aren't attacking you or that are losing interest because they can't get to the front of the mob start to peel off towards the tower. So you can kind of like serpentine yourself in a way where you're not necessarily coming into contact with any of them. But they're just fucking everywhere, dude. And it's like interesting to see the abominations that literally pay no mind to you, even if you like run 7 feet in front of them. They're just dead focused on the tower right now. Endless, you're on. Null, you're on deck.
Is there anybody like? There's nobody near me.
Nobody near you? Right, no. Actually, technically Hendrickson is still within your space because he hasn't like taken his turn yet, but it's assumed that he'll be following Zafriel.
Okay, then I'm just gonna I turn to Jeffrey and say, "Makes Jeffrey," and we just keep running.
Do you use your action to dash?
Yes.
Okay. You're able to effectively run out of the mob and towards the caravan.
Okay.
What do you want to do, Noel?
Oh. I guess I could use another one of the inspiration things. I don't really know what all they do, but I guess if
Dude,
it helps.
Just keep fighting. I mean, you're.
It's for these type of moments.
So if I have this potion of Hill Giant Strength I've had since like the beginning. It increases my strength to 21, which is only a 1-point improvement. Would that really do anything?
Modifier wise, it would make your strength score become a +6.
6 would be 22, right?
Oh, so, it would be +5.
Yeah. I was just wondering if that would really do anything because it's above a 20, but I didn't really think so.
Like, essentially, no, you're as strong as a hill giant.
Yeah.
That's
I was
ridiculous.
just wondering. And consuming a potion would take my action.
No, it's a bonus action.
Oh.
It's a
can swing
hard
and
thing
drink.
to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like a bonus action. Like to drink a potion is so minimal. If you want to
Can
give it to
I
another.
do that?
Yeah. If you want to do it to another person, it's an action though.
Cool.
What potion are you drinking?
It's just a regular one, so 2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep. Dude, simple math eludes me today. 6 plus 2, so 8. Not terrible, not amazing, but 8. I'll take it.
Great. Yeah. What does that put you at?
68. I'm not even half. And my rough estimate is I've killed like 8 guys.
Yeah.
What's your health at right now?
68, which is above half.
Which health do you
Well, they
have?
technically have to deal like 132 damage before he's even knocked out
Yeah.
because of your rage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why y'all are so worried about me. I'm like, bro, I could probably take this.
It's only a matter of time, is the
Evan,
thing.
I just
Yeah.
I want to, before you end your turn, I want to like be like really super clear about like the situation and like what's happening. Like you might be able to take a couple of guys, but like
it's not happening.
We're gonna roll to see how it goes.
Okay. I mean, I was just thinking like she's killed a bunch, he killed a bunch, I've killed a bunch. 25's been whittled down a decent amount.
Well, sure, but that was just the amount of the mob that was exposed to you. They're like it's like a crowd of people. It's like Warped Tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is like probably almost 1,000.
I wouldn't say 1,000, but
I
wouldn't say 1,000, but it's like there's quite a few.
Oh, okay.
But like there hundreds at least.
Yeah.
So like, if you would like to continue what you're doing, I support that. But if you also would like to do something else, you may. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'm surrounded in them now, so there's really not going anywhere, and my movement's half. I'm not getting easily away.
I know. It makes me sad.
I was kind of fucked from the beginning when I got level 2 exhaustion. I was like, I can't get out of here. I got 20 feet of movement. Like, I'm not getting anywhere. Even with a dash, that's only 40.
Who knows how it could have played out if what things have done differently. If you would like to though, you can make your way to the lane. Hope is not completely lost. They'll make attacks of opportunity on you, but like it is possible for you to. The light is small, but the light is there. So if you want to try and do something, now's the time, man. Because if not, we're kind of gonna play this out to the end.
I've never seen a player
What your
kill.
character would do, dog.
Yeah,
And
just do you.
there's nothing. I'm not trying to pressure you to do anything. It's
I know.
Totally up to you.
I promised Clara wouldn't.
Oh, don't,
No.
Don't,
This
no.
is just null.
This is you.
Yeah.
This is null.
Null will try to reach out to Vidar, who he's literally talked to like 8 or up 10 times, to ask if he will take over his body in exchange for how can I word this? Like, basically he swears to give Radaghast to him if he helps him, basically. Like, he will kill in his name, kind of like a warlock pact, but not really. Like, he'll kill in his name and sacrifice bodies to him, the god of vengeance, especially Radaghast, in exchange for power.
Oh, don't let Saffron know about that.
Make a okay, can you summarize what you just said?
So, Vidar, I will sacrifice everything I kill to your name for power.
Make a persuasion check, but add a -2 to it.
I mean, he's a Norse god. I don't know why Saffron would hate that.
Oh, Vidar is? Okay.
Yeah, he's the Norse god of revenge.
Oh, I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
I just looked it up and I was like,
No,
oh,
that's
cool.
awesome.
You said persuasion at disadvantage?
No. Persuasion with a -2.
Oh. $13.
You call out, and you start to feel a familiar comfort.
Add a D4 to that.
Oh yeah.
If you can see.
Oh, wait a second. It is at disadvantage because you are exhausted. Sorry. Go ahead and roll it again.
Can I add my inspiration and his leadership thing to all of that?
Can you see? Can you see him though? I mean, you're
It's
surrounded.
a stretch. I just thought I would ask. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it's still in
He gave it to me. I just forgot to use it.
Yeah, you can use the D4 for sure.
Okay.
I won't say a retroactive fate point though.
Okay. 4 to 13, which is 17.
You call out and you start to feel this familiar warmth, and as you plea, in your mind's eye, you sort of envision this light that sort of like comes to you, and it starts to like embrace you before you hear and you watch as like shadow comes from your person pushing the light out.
Uh-huh. Well, the corruption pushed it away.
Would you like to
Alright.
use any of your movement?
Can I move with them all around me?
Yeah, you can still move. They'll just make opportunity attacks, but like you can still move. Right now, just for reference, you're, we'll say, 30 feet away from where the lane is starting to be pinched off.
Okay. Is the lane facing the tower?
Yes.
Okay.
And right now you see your allies running towards the tower, but kind of cocked. You can tell they're heading towards the caravan.
Man, tough decisions. It's tough decisions.
You do what you think Null would do. Nothing else matters. It's how you want the story to your story for him to go.
Yeah, whatever you do is the
I'm
right
weighing
choice.
it. I'm weighing it.
You hear as you're sitting there in this moment between.
Also, the promise, just for reference, 'cause I didn't tell him to make sure he keeps Null alive. The promise was that if anything ever happens to Saffron, he won't just quit Null. That was
I just don't want to throw him away. Like I really
you're
like.
not though.
So-
this is what you do. Is you do.
No.
Yeah.
Right now, you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're looking around at your situation. You look at your allies retreating. And in that moment of indecision, you hear, "Boy, just give yourself to me. I will make you powerful." And you feel this sort of like, this like wave of adrenaline just for a brief moment just flutter through your veins. What do you want to do now?
Is that you, Radagast? Like, do I hear a response?
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
You look down at your fist, and you don't hear a response, but another surge of adrenaline, and the sensation comes with it a feeling of like destruction and death. Like if to give in to the feeling, it makes you want to just like fucking tear these abominations apart like the fucking garbage sacks they are.
Tough. I really just want to give into it and see what happens, but does that get me turned into something? you leaning back doesn't help this. It doesn't even. It's just like evil genius. I'm just like, that doesn't help. Stuck between a rock and the hard place. I mean, Null would smash the rock and say, "Fuck the hard place."
All right. So what are you doing?
I guess Null keeps attacking, but in the direction of the openings. Because I mean, like he's trying to move, but he's like kind of attacking his way through and trying to hack out.
You start like, it's like that football.
Where he's like the guy's being held by like everybody.
And and you have to like.
Like he's like.
It's literally that. Like you see, like there are abominations clinging to your feet like children. And there's others that are like trying to jump up onto you, and you're able to like shake them off, and every once in a while kick them off, and it's if it weren't for who Null is, one might be pretty terrified.
Does that reduce my movement any?
No, that's just for flavor.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's gonna do 2 attacks. Like he's gonna attack, move to 5 feet, like to square attack, move another 5 feet, and if he can, move more. But if not, he's just gonna like wait until he can attack and move another 5.
Sure.
Just kind of clearing a path out of there.
So as you move, there are going to be a couple of abominations that are able to make attacks of opportunity on you, and since you made reckless attacks, they have advantage. I'm going to say, let's roll another
at
d6.
The beginning of this turn, because I haven't done reckless this turn.
Oh, my bad. Okay, never mind. It's just regular then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 5. First attack, natural 19, that hits. Second attack, natural 2, that misses. Natural 5, that misses. Another natural 19, and for the last attack, that misses. So 3 hit. That's going to be 6 points of slashing damage reduced to 3. That's better. 13 reduced to 6.
Better. More pain.
And
reduced to what?
6.
Okay.
And then 12 points also reduced to 6.
Okay, so that's 12 in total.
There were 3 attacks. 2 were 6, I thought.
Huh?
Yeah, one was halved, one was...
They're all halved.
Well, they were all halved, like I totaled them up to 12.
Okay.
Like the damage he's taking is halved because of his rage. So when he takes 12, he actually takes 6.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's exactly what your armor does too.
Yeah. Ooh.
But his skin armor is
the
toughest.
I need to remember that from now on.
Okay.
I totally don't know that.
That's the end of that. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I was gonna roll my attacks.
You might see a player kill. Holy shit! I don't think I've ever had someone die in any game of me.
Yeah, I didn't really plan on dying. I thought he said there was 25 and that was it. And I was like, I guess I could kill 25, possibly. I didn't know there was like 25 and then more were coming. I was like, oh.
Hey, I mean, it happens, like in my games, if you fail a acrobatics and you fall down a pit full of spikes, I'm sorry. It's. I mean, you don't plan on it happening.
Colton is a bit more forgiving with player deaths because he doesn't want to have their stories end.
Yeah.
So, like, there has only ever been one player death in our campaign so far in the last 8 years of playing.
Wow.
So, I don't think that he necessarily tries to bend things, but in situations like this, he'll try to give the players options.
That's cool. I'm not like. I mean, I wouldn't put those. I'd rarely put those kind of traps in, like at those rare moments. Like I
Yeah,
won't
I mean,
test it.
so because if you do stuff like that too much, then it feels like the DM is punishing the player. And,
Yep.
But in a situation like this, it was an optional side quest, and we
Yep.
decided to stick around longer than what we needed.
Yeah.
So
No, 100%.
this is the consequence, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
this
only
would be
done
my
this-
first player death. This would be my first character death.
I've never. No, I've had one character die. My character in Star Wars was sent back in time to the Old Republic, basically. That was basically like her death.
I'm
And I
just
had
like,
no-
I don't know. If Null dies, I'd be very sad, but I also don't know what the hell I would do for another character.
So the
Yeah, that
thing
was-
is, if your character were to die, and this is just out of my, educated guess, I don't think Null would stop being a pawn for Tolton to use.
Yeah, not at all.
Especially now that you're given into the curse.
So
Yeah, he keeps throwing it at me. I'm like, man, I don't want to.
Yeah,
But
me
damn, that
too.
power is nice.
Hey, this kind of reminds me of another similar situation where I wanted booty.
I don't know, man. That booty died easily. This is not dying easily.
I die. I've only had one character of mine die, and that was hard because like it's Star Wars, so she had a digital hologram will to give to her husband, which was Aaron, my boyfriend. So I had to stand in the middle of the room and like give this speech to Aaron, and like I'm not trying to like cry my eyes out, and Aaron's not trying to cry his eyes out because that was hard. Ugh. But you never plan on it happening, just like real life. I wasn't planning on dying today, but
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do if Angus dies. I have so much invested into this character right now.
Well, that's the fun part of D&D. You take the good and the bad when you play this game, especially if you play it risky.
I mean, I guess it's not totally out of left field. Null's, in a terrible situation, and every abomination he swings down is a party member at this point. So it's
Yeah.
like he is just destroyed.
Like, so it makes sense thematically why you'd be still in there. Like,
Mhm.
you were not fully cognitive until 30 minutes in when you saw that your party members were already dying and trying to escape. So your mindset as Null, I mean, from what I've seen so far, curse or not, you would still be sticking back. Like,
I'm just like, do I give
because
in
you
to
had
the
a bad feeling
power?
about you had a bad feeling about the tower, and
Yeah.
you're from what I've seen so far, Null reacts based off of his instinct. Yeah.
And
But-
some good things come from chaos.
Yeah. But if you
So-
give into the curse, or does he become an NPC?
All right, so I'm gonna explain a few things that your characters wouldn't know.
Of
Part of
course.
the discussion I had with Colton was specifically about the prayer beads that I got. If we ruled that if we cast Greater Restoration, we can take away curse points. I can only do one at a time,
Hey.
but it is a cure if for somehow you could get out.
If he goes full back to
Zafriel was planning on doing this, but ended up getting attacked by a horde. So,
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool though.
You're gonna
See, whenever I play
do that
D&D,
on Null?
Yeah.
Because I can cast Greater Restoration 3 times a day with this prayer beads.
That's
I
cool.
mean, I also did say his father and brother said, I forget exactly what it said, but something about go to Valhalla or something.
Well, it said earn your place in Valhalla, which as long as you don't give into that curse and you die in battle, yeah.
Well, if I die in battle, I don't think it matters what the curse does it.
Well, that's.
I mean, it's not like the Vikings were like, oh, but even curse. I don't know.
Well, but this is not. I mean, as long as you're not swearing your allegiance and your kills and who you are to it, then yeah, I guess you're fine.
No, of course not. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, like literally, fuck that guy.
But like, you know, like whenever I play D&D, I always have at least 3 characters. But I'm always making.
I mean,
characters.
I always
have ideas, but
I've had ideas. Like, hell, I came up with that rat forever ago. I could always just do that instead. I just, you know, I do like Null. I'm really attached to him and how, you know, everything, the party.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm attached to
the
Saffron.
current situation of everything.
Yeah, I'm attached to Saffron dearly, but I also know D&D. And if something happens, I don't want to be like left in a shit bucket feeling emotional and have to make a character that's hard. I already have concepts created, so therefore if something does happen, I don't have to create in an emotional state, because I'll be crying if Saffron died.
I mean, yeah, if Null dies, that's gonna wreck me, but I mean, of course that's the fun thing of it, is like the characters die. But it's like, it's not only that, it's like this would be my first character death if he died, but then I'm leaving Saffron by herself and then with a kid.
Don't ever let that make your choices of the player, because you put yourself.
I mean, that's Null. That would be in Null's head.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, you're in the shoes. You don't always think like that at the moment, you know. But I don't want my character or me like influencing your choices as a player.
Well, I mean,
can I butt in real quick?
Sure.
Oh no, yeah, we're just talking about player deaths in general and like talking about the just all kinds of things. Yeah, we're good.
Can you loop this this music that I'm sending you?
Sure.
No.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, that influences it because it's part of his character.
Fair enough. Yeah, I just want to make it very, very clear. I should not be able to influence your choices as a player. So that's it. That's all.
Oh yeah, but as the character.
Yeah, that's fine. That's different.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay.
He doesn't want to like be the dad that leaves for milk and never comes back.
I need to go get milk. Fights for it to the death.
Yeah. I never did my 2 attacks.
You did your 2 attacks before you moved.
Yep.
I never rolled or anything.
Hey, you even rolled for damage.
Yeah.
No. That was last turn. I haven't rolled anything this turn.
Well, because like Zafriel and everybody went, and then it was your turn. You did your 2 attacks, and then that's when I did the whole spiel of, hey man, like not all hope is lost. You can still use your movement to do something else if you'd like, and then you moved.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't rolled this turn because that was the last turn.
This turn hasn't changed.
Yeah, we've
still been on your turn this whole time.
Yeah, like you moving is like ending your turn.
Yeah.
Well, I know I have my dice in front of me though. I haven't like moved to roll anything this entire turn. That was last turn. Then it went to Zaf, who then left initiative, then Inglis, and then me.
No, I recall.
Okay, yeah.
That.
And I described like I was gonna swing, move, and I never rolled anything.
Right. You started saying that when you hadn't finished your turn yet.
Yeah.
Like, we started talking about that in the middle of you taking your turn. Already.
That's what I recall too.
I just don't remember doing it, but okay. Null's gonna give into that power.
Yeah?
He's gonna fight to Valhalla like a true drinker.
Okay, let's be more specific with our language. What power are you giving into?
Any?
Because currently there's only one source of power giving you that. Anything.
Any power that's there to give. He will give himself to it and try to fight his way out, but if something else happens because his action's doing this, then whatever.
Okay, well, since you are, okay, so you start pushing, and you start pushing, and you're like slowly being like overcome essentially, but your brute form is just enough to just keep pushing. And in the back of your head, you start to hear, like, you start to recall memories of Endless's laughter. And then as you take another step, you hear the, like, comforting lower tone of Zafriel's voice in your head. You take another step, and you just get an image of Saffron kind of glancing at you in a sarcastic, pissed off sort of way. You take one more step, and you see Hendrickson just like cower for a moment, but then just kind of scratch his head and laugh about it.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry right now.
You take one more step, and they all start to kind of disappear into the smoke, all these memories and visuals, as you hear, "Yes, give into it," as you take one more step, and you feel like goosebumps start to form all over your body as your hair stands up and your muscles start to sort of engorge, and you feel that sort of like overwhelming sensation of adrenaline start building like a little ball of a marble in the center of your chest, and it starts to just grow and consume your whole form. Do you want to give into this, or do you want to try and save against it? I'll give you one more out.
Null says, "I'm coming, father. I'm coming, brother. And I'm coming, mother. And not his human mother, his orc mother."
So you don't want to save against it?
No.
You take one more step, and this step sinks another inch into the earth. Just the amount of force you're able to push out in that moment, and like a piston in a machine, you just start moving much more easier. Easier. You now have 3 points of corruption. That's your turn. Bad guys go. At this point, the entrance to the lane has now pinched off, and 5 more feet of the lane has been consumed. So now, just to give you an idea, at first it was a Pac-Man shape, right? And then more sides of it got blown off, so it was like, 3/4 of a Pac-Man shape with the lane still there. And then the lane is now pinched off towards the entrance, and 5 feet of it. So there's still 30 feet of exposed lane that is not being filled, but it's now even more amount of enemies you gotta get through before you're out. Everyone, as you're running and dashing through the field, every once in a while you can just look over, and you've gone such a distance now that it's hard to even make out where Null is in all of the bodies. Null, it's now your turn. You are 20 feet away from the lip of this lane. After 20 feet, you got the room.
So is anything different? Like,
You're still in the same state. What do you want to do? You just keep pushing?
yeah, just keep fighting him, pushing his way out.
You go another 15 feet, and each step you take, you just hear. And you start this huge laughter starts to echo and build in your mind, and it's this like cacophony of like chaos, but it all comes to a silent sort of like stillness, and you just have a certain amount of awareness to you that you did not prior. As you start pushing another 15 feet, you still feel the exhaustion, but you're able to do it. You're able to hold yourself in such a way where the exhaustion is there, but you fucking shelved that shit. And you just keep going. You get 15 feet, 5 more feet, and you'll be out into the lane. As you move, though, you get attacks of opportunity. I'm going to roll a d6 for the amount. 3. That's going to be fucking 7. 17. Nat 1. So as you are going by, like the people that the abominations that you're pushing through, the ones right directly behind them just kind of climb up onto their backs and just kind of leap towards you, and you just kind of fucking slap them away with your fist, and you just kind of like are just like fucking going through these guys.
Yeah, I was imagining just an elbow grabbed and throw, just like
and the whole time you can see like there's like this like very subtle amount of like dark, like a dark fiery aura around you. It's really really transparent though. It's not very noticeable. You have an action and a bonus action. What would you like to do?
Can I dash?
Yes, you can move another 15 feet. So you get.
Paul has 40, so he can actually move 20.
You can move 20 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even half.
So you're, as you use your movement, you get to the lip. I'm going to give you 2 more attacks of opportunity for the extra 5 feet. That's going to be a 19, which hits, and a 7. So that attack. Let's see here. Ooh, nice. That's going to be a total of 15 points of slashing damage, reduced to 8.
I'm now below half health.
Okay. Okay, you use your action to dash?
Yeah.
You move another 20 feet. Sorry, I'm sorry being dogs. And at this point, the lane itself is 30 feet long, but on either side of you, the mob is like about 10 feet. So right now, you're considered in the clearing. It's now the baddie's turn. The lane collapses around you, and now, so if you moved another 20 feet, that meant you had like another 10 feet. Oh shit! I just slapped my computer because my eyes are closed. If that means you had another 10 feet to go before you're completely like out of the lane, out of the whatnots, you know. So that 20 feet collapses inward. And now on your next turn, you'll have to move 10 feet out of the mob, and you'll be out of the mob.
You could just use your action to dash to get all the way through in one
He
turn.
he used his action to dash to get to where he is.
Oh, sorry.
So, I'm going to go ahead and make some attacks, my friend.
Sure. Is it daylight? What time is it?
It's probably I'm gonna say late afternoon, but it's pretty overcasty. Like there's not a lot of sunlight. First attack misses. Second attack misses. Third attack misses. Fourth attack hits. Fifth attack hits. Sixth attack hits. Seventh misses. Natural 1 miss. Natural 2 miss. That's a hit. Last one, miss. Alright, so that's going to be 4 hits total on you and all.
Okay.
That's a 10 points reduced to 5. 9 points reduced to 5. 13 points reduced to 7. 14 reduced to 7. Hey! Max damage. 15 reduced to 8.
32 damage.
Holy shit. Well, your
I'm
health
at
on now.
16. I'm at 16 health.
Damn. Oh, shit, dude.
That means you can take like 30 something more damage before you're down. No? It's your turn, man.
Null takes the disengage action.
Great. And you
Good
move.
shit, good shit.
You
And he, like a fucking NFL linebacker, like through it's all 10 feet of dudes is like blowing through them like a brick wall.
Okay, so with the amount of movement, you're able to get 10 feet out of the mob and into a point of where you're no longer in the mob. Let's see here. At this point, y'all have made it to the caravans. What are you guys doing?
I'm just helping Saffron get everything ready to go. We need to bolt.
Yeah, we're leaving.
I would like to get out of here as I'm like pushing my head.
You cut out like half of that, dude.
Yeah.
What did you say, Endless? Sorry, you cut out, man.
Yeah.
What?
What did you
we
say?
heard nothing you said there.
Oh, I just said, yeah, I would like to get out of here as I start stuffing my intestines back inside.
Oh. Fortunately, because of your healing magic that you've used and Zafriel, that wound has mostly closed. If anything, there's going to be a bruise in the morning.
I guess Null just follows after them.
Okay, so I'm just trying to establish in the timeline where you guys would you guys have left the caravan thing in such a state where if you needed to leave you could just go, or do you need to like set things up?
I would think so, because we had just barely pulled over, and that's when Zafriel took the group to go and scout.
Okay. Null, as you continue to run, you see one by one, like the mob that you just escaped from, some of them are attempting to chase after you. Not only can they not run, but even if they could, you are very fast. So almost immediately they lose interest and all begin to start waddling and walking over each other towards the tower. Now, you are probably, I would say about 200 feet away where you know the caravan setup is, and about 150 feet or so from the tower itself. It's going to take you about 2 or 3 rounds to... Wait, no. You can move 20 feet. If you dash, that's 40 feet. So yeah, it would take you about 3 rounds to get to the tower. Are you interested in doing anything, or are you going to continue running towards where you know the caravan setup is?
That would take 10 rounds, 20 feet, 200 feet divided by 20 feet per round is 10 rounds.
Yeah, you're exhausted, man. Like you like right now, you're basically
I'm like dragging the axe, just like bloody as shit, just kind of hobbling over.
Yeah, like you're like a college student who's been up for 48 hours, and the only reason why he's able to stay awake is because of the stimulants he's been prescribed.
I know that feeling.
Stimulants. Is this talking from experience?
So Null is just going to take the disengage action for 10 turns, making his way toward a caravan. They left, though.
Yeah?
Well, okay, so 10 turns is actually only 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys, like, left. I did, like, a few turns of attacking.
Yeah,
Right, sure, but even with that in mind, that's only about a minute and at max 30 seconds.
Like it's probably been, I'm gonna say, let's give it like let's say 7 minutes since they have like been able to leave and you've been doing your thing. Like that's why I asked what state you guys left the caravan set up in.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like they left it in a state ready to leave. It's been 7 minutes. They hauled ass, jumped on, and went.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
by 7 minutes, y'all are gone.
We're also on a plains biome, so it wouldn't be impossible for us to see a figure walking.
So, as you get closer to the tower, I'm going to assume you'll have a wide enough berth that you don't attract the attention of the abominations that are at this point. You can see like the abominations are struggling to get into the tower because it's too full of abominations right now.
What?
And you see them like clawing and biting at each other, trying to get into the tavern. Like, not the tavern, excuse me, the tower. Like if it was like their life depended on it.
The World War Z zombies, okay?
What's that?
Yeah, I'm just
World
wondering
War
what the
Z
hell they're trying.
zombies.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I'm
in a
just
way.
wondering what the hell they're going to the tower for. That's what I was mainly concerned about.
Make a perception check and all.
I'll tell you what, if we had zombies in real life and they acted like World War Z zombies, we would not win that. We would not win that.
No, we would not.
At all.
It'd be one hell.
9.
9?
Yeah, 9.
You look out towards the road. Towards where the caravan setup was. You don't see the caravan setup anymore, but there was a series of smaller hills that you traveled over when getting to this tower. Right now, you see them cresting up a hill. They're still within sight, but like maybe a quarter mile away, maybe a little less than that. What would you like to do?
Gonna follow after, I guess. Yeah,
would you like to try and do anything else after that? Anything other than moving?
Just disengaging actions so he's not getting hit.
At this point, because of where you are at and how dispersed these abominations are throughout the field, you're no longer like in a concentrated area where you're like being, scratched at. So you can move in a serpentine-like way where you're not provoking any attacks of opportunity. So if you want to use your action to dash or action to do something to like signal something, anything, whatever you want to do.
Can I cast Speak with Animals? It takes 10 minutes to do, but I'm gonna ask anyways.
It takes 10 minutes to cast?
Yeah, it's like a ritual.
Oh shoot, yeah. I'm gonna say a no on that one. Sorry.
Okay. Nal's gonna try hollering out, but he's more focused on just getting out of dodge right now.
Make a performance check for me real quick.
Performance. Okay. Forgot my D20 was over there.
This is gonna look so cool as a graphic novel. That's all I'm saying. This whole situation is gonna look badass when we do it.
10.
10?
Yeah.
You yell out, and when you yell out, there's almost like a very much more quieter, layered voice behind yours that's much more graspier. And as you yell out, nothing seems to happen, but the tower, sort of like from the small circular windows that dotted the top of it, and the open door, the two open doors that are to the tower, sort of like vroom, with like a dark sort of fire in a way, like almost like a furnace was turned on for a second. The rest of the party, was anyone paying attention in this moment? Has anyone been focused on the tower at all since you've left?
I would say that Zafriel, because he wouldn't be driving a wagon, would at least be keeping a lookout, but not specifically looking for anything in particular. I don't think that would be fair for me to...
Okay, well, even with that, you notice as you get to the crest of the hill that you're on, one more to go, and then after that it's like a couple more 100 feet till you're on the road. You see the tower sort of like... Actually, from this distance, you don't see it flare up so intensely like I previously described. Instead, you feel the heat wave of darkness hit your skin, as if like something went off and came and like kind of exploded, if you will.
Zafriel just has such a face of disgust. He deserves nothing.
No.
As I look
go ahead,
down.
Saffron.
Saffron, come take a look at this.
Saffron, she stops the caravan and. Are you asking her just to look or stop the caravan and then look?
You see that there is some. How do I want to say? Zafriel looks a bit perturbed,
There's a little
but
bit more.
he just mentioned
a little
to
bit more
look.
in here too. So.
Okay, while she's driving, she'll look.
Okay, I'll be wrapping up soon.
Do you think that could be him? As I point, like,
She'll just kind of, like stop the caravan and just kind of looking like how is his body looking as he's walking? Would it look like an abomination from that far away?
If make a perception check.
Yeah, nobody spotted me yet, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how high you roll.
Yeah.
She's not letting me leave.
Dang, Zaf, he deserves nothing. I was like, ouch.
well, keep in mind
He doesn't have any context.
with
yeah.
zero context, but also everything about this place is completely against his beliefs and or aspirations as a Knight of Cord, and having anything to do with curses it's straight up evil, and Zafriel doesn't mess with that shit. Don't take that as an attack as a player to player.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking out of character. I was like, dang. But no, I mean, Null wouldn't either. But you know, you can't help the cards are dealt.
Saffron, what did you roll for perception?
I rolled an 8.
8. I'm going to give you a reroll on that one. Roll one more time. It's at disadvantage still because you're exhausted, but roll one more time.
I just finished. Okay. Six.
You look out, and at first you are elated with the feeling of hope, because the mob that you escaped from just a couple minutes ago has mostly dispersed. So you don't know if this means Null is safe, or you know.
Saffron will just sigh as she presses on. She doesn't say anything back to him.
I'll do as you command. I'll keep watch.
Thank you, is all she says as she presses the convoy forward to safety, back to the city is where she's headed.
Zafriel just leaps back up onto the canopy.
No, as you stand there after you yell, the tower once more gets your attention in a very unnatural way. You don't see necessarily an arm per se, but sort of in your mind's eye, you see this sort of hand apparate out of the door of the tower. That's the size of the door itself. So as it comes out, it reaches out and just...
Some Pennywise shit right there.
Null looks toward. He can see the caravan, right?
Yeah. And actually, it looked like they had stopped for a second.
So Null looks towards the caravan, which has just continued on moving.
Well, not yet. You've noticed that it has stopped. It will continue to move eventually, like they say, but you notice when it stops.
Oh, I thought they just kept going.
They move on, but yes.
Null looks for the caravan. Why would they love a monster like me? And he looks back towards the tower.
And you just hear, "Yes, come to me, child. I will protect you. I will keep you safe. I won't leave you. I don't think you are a monster. It just kind of evaporates out of your head.
Nall looks down at his father's necklace, hoping for some kind of guidance. Anything?
You tell me, man. How consumed is Nall right now?
Like consumed by Radagast?
Consumed by your situation, just it all of it. Where are you at?
Nall is, I mean, he's rock bottom. I mean, he in a blinding rage fought an entire swarm of abominations because blinding rage, but also because his PTSD, he knew he was in that situation. He didn't know what else was going on until he snapped back, and it was way too late, and he was in the shit. So he tried to fight his way out, giving himself to this power just so he could be with Saffron again, because he doesn't want to leave his, yes, he's a Viking, but he's not going to seek death when his family and clan's future is all resting on his shoulders. But
the thing is,
the caravan's leaving though, so
right in this moment, the imagine, if you will, the world goes dark and a spotlight is shown on you. You see nothing around you but an endless black void, and there's a literal, figurative idea and notion that is, at this point, pretty comforting, and all you have to do is go in the tower. And then, on the other side, is the bonds you have made with the friends who you might call family one day. In this moment, what do you want to do?
the hand seems like good, like warm.
Yeah, dude.
Seems comfort.
It seems like very comforting. Like
Safeness.
It seems safe. Because with the amount of power you have now, look where you've got. And if you can get more of that, you can keep everyone safe. So what does Nall want to do?
There's no wrong choices here.
And part of what makes you a good DM, man.
Phenomenal. I got chills this whole story.
Nall's not dumb. Hey,
hold on.
No.
I'm not saying Nall's dumb. I'm saying Nall is in an emotionally low place right now, and right now, what clearly is a bad influence seems like a safe option because of where you've been able to get to at this point with the power you've been given. It's nothing to say about his intelligence.
No.
It's everything to do with how he feels.
I was just saying, Nall, my whole statement was going to be, Nall's not dumb. Even though it feels good, he knows that's Radagast, or he assumes that's Radagast, and, bitch has gotta die.
Sure, but you gotta think about Nall, though.
In this moment, what do you want to do, man?
What is Nall feeling? Safeness?
Dig
or
deep.
hardship?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking in Nall this whole time.
Okay.
He's hurt for sure.
Come to me. Come.
He looks at the tower, at the hand.
Again, it's more in your mind's eye. It's not a literal hand coming out of the tower.
Well, yeah. So
Right.
he looks at the tower and the voice and shit. And he flicks it off and says, "Fuck you, Loki. I care for Saffron more than I care for power." And he just cripply, not cripply,
yeah, you could be limping, dude. Sure, why not?
Well, crippled as he is, not cripply, but
Sure.
crippled as he is, just kind of hobbles after the caravan at 10 feet.
Oh. I sense a great weakness within you. If not today, tomorrow, will have you one way or another, and I will return. As you continue to hobble through the snow, your foot crunches into one, and then another crunches into some more snow. At this point, the caravan is going up that last hill. You continue to push forward, even through the exhaustion, through the emotional, flooding that you're dealing with. You continue to push forward. Right as you see the caravan crest the top of the hill. For anyone, I know Zafriel is paying attention. For anyone else who wants to take one last chance at the tower before you go over the hill, now's the time to make a perception check. Remember, if you're exhausted, you are at disadvantage.
Saffron's heart is shattered. She's exhausted, and she's just pressing forward for her kids. So she is not there right now.
Okay.
So that would be a 16 for me.
16? Okay. Zafriel, did you make a perception check?
And 9 for Zafriel.
Endless, you look back with much like remorse and loss. You look at the tower. The mob that you all were in is nowhere to be seen. At this point, if you're able to make out anything, you see that whatever mob was left that wasn't able to get into the tower is now just surrounding the tower, waiting to get in. And it's at this moment you see a figure kind of drop on their knee, stand back up, move another 7 feet, drop on the other knee, stand back up. And it's too big to be an abomination. As the clouds start to move with a small gust of wind that blows by, you notice as sun starts cascading down onto the snow, a large orcish figure trudging along as hard as he can. What would you like to do?
I'm inside the caravan right now, right?
Oh wait, are you? It's up to you. I know you have a wagon.
We linked them all together.
Yeah, so at that point I would be inside of Staff's.
Okay.
Angus looking up, seeing that he turns the other.
You're
Yeah.
cutting out.
You're
dog.
cutting out so bad. You got to put it closer or something.
Yeah, lean in just a little bit. Sorry, man. Sorry.
So seeing all of this, Angus turns to the others and starts kind of panicking because we can't leave him.
Well, we don't know he's there. So are you saying he's there?
There's somebody up there that looks like him.
Is that what?
Right.
So are you yelling that, or are you just telling me as a player that?
Like, I'm yelling it. I'm panicking.
Right
Okay.
as you hear Endless yell this out, you turn around, and right as you're able to look back, in that moment, it's like how a mother will spot her child in a crowd. It's just instantly it locks in, and you see a struggling Null. Just you can't see any amount of injuries he may have sustained from this distance, but you see him just trudging along. Null, you see the caravan stop for one more time on the hill. And that's where we're going to end for the tonight's session.
No! No!
Can I say one more thing as Null at the end?
Sure, why not?
So Null says, I might be a monster. They may call me a monster. They may not even love me. But at least perfection and power is overrated. And I chose happiness and love over it.
We shall see. And that's where we'll end it off.
Hell yeah.